Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another week, another edition of the StarCraft Evolution League King of the Hill number 4. I'm of course just like VIP with you. I'm joined by these amazing players, by the people in chat, and by my plushies as well. Welcome one and all to something a little bit different. I said weekly, technically monthly. This is a monthly tournament. This is a unique format as well. Welcome to King of the Hill. King of the Hill is a new or is a different format where the winner stays on and the loser is eliminated. We have 10 best of ones, 10 players stepping into the ring here, facing off in a King of the Hill style format tournament. Likewise, not just King of the Hill, StarCraft Evolution. StarCraft Evolution, papi. Yeah. We didn't cast any StarCraft Evolution last week. Now it's time to catch up. It's time to catch up with SEL King of the Hill, Code A, the main event, and also with Kung Fu Cup as well. We got a lot of tournaments to catch up on. Again, last week we were very busy with the Rex April Madness, alongside that with HSL and with the Brazilian StarCraft 2 circuit as well. So there's just been a lot of StarCraft going on over the past month essentially, and we're here to catch up on some of those matches that we missed out on. As you can see, when it comes to the title, replay cast. This is going to be a replay cast. It is going to be replay coverage. So we're going to be catching up here on some of these matches that we otherwise missed out on. That we otherwise did miss out on. So now we're here. Now we're back. Let's go, papi. Let's go. Live game, exactly. Oh, it's the Avex. Coming in, since I believe Uwu Thermal was the reigning King of the Hill, so we do have a fresh set of players here. We have ByuN, we have ReBellioN. Also, as a heads up, this event, of course, took place a couple of weeks ago, so because of that, the latest patch that we went over during the podcast, the latest StarCraft Evolution patch, is not applicable to this set of matches. So just as a heads up, regardless, we're going to jump in. We're going to jump into here to our TVP. Let's go. Right, let's go. As we're jumping into ByuN versus ReBellioN, game 1 on Return of the King. Not again, Bappy, not again. I still have mixed feelings about this map, not gonna lie. But here we go. As spawning in the right hand corner of Return of the King, we have our South Korean Terran player, the Brood War Terran, for representation of ReBellioN. It is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have the Teal Protoss player, the SE2 Protoss, representing among SE2 people, it is ReBellioN. Here we go. And again, for those who are curious, so those just now tuning in, of course, it's StarCraft Evolution. StarCraft Evolution is a new format. I say new format. It's been around for a while at this point. We've been covering plenty of tournaments, but it does blend together StarCraft 2 versus Brood War races. And it also does make sure that they are pitted against each other, where there's no Brood War versus Brood War, there's no SE2 versus SE2. And welcome to Return of the King, a 4-player spawn map. Let's go. So we can spawn in bottom right, bottom left, top left, and top right. For those that have been tuning into the podcast, for those that have been keeping up with the news and with the updates to this mod, you would know that in the most recent big patch, they did actually introduce the concept, or they introduced the mechanic of pings at the start of the game to actually eliminate one of the possible spawn locations. So basically, in the latest patch, once you load into a 4-player spawn map like this, it'll ping 2 locations, and it'll basically 50-50. It pings 2 locations, letting you know that, okay, your opponent is in one of these 2, not one of these 3 possible locations. So it eliminates one possible location immediately, so it becomes a little bit easier to scout your opponent, and also to confirm if there is cheese or proxies or an all-in coming your way. So that is a change that's coming, I believe, for this weekend's SEL tournament, but it was not applicable here to this King of the Hill tournament, just as a heads up. For now, though, we're going to be settling in, and well, no surprise here, 3-Rex Dim. Okay. God damn it. Now, how often are we going to see this build in this broadcast? One so far. God damn it. But it is going to be 3-Rex Dim timing here from ByuN. ByuN is very fond of this. Now, what I will say coming into this is that we have seen players shut this down. I'm thinking of Zardians, I'm thinking of a Hero as well, but we haven't covered players that shut down this build with Robo Openers and Robo Responses into Fast Colossus with early Sentries and Force Fields as well. So there are ways to deal with this a little bit easier. You can also respond to this, I want to say, with Blink Stalkers by slowing this army down. Regardless, this does hit very hard. So 3-Rex Stim is a build that exists in SE2, but in Brood War it does hit different because of the Academy. The Academy army does allow you to research stim, but it also allows you to get medics very early on, as opposed to SE2, where to get support and to get medevacs you need a starport. Here in Brood War, you can do it all with Raxes. You can do it all with Raxes. You do not need a factory, you do not need a starport. You can do it all here with this 3-rack setup. So this does hit sooner, this does hit faster, and ReBellioN hasn't seen, oh, he knows, he has seen it. So he has seen this, he does respond with a robo. Good response. Okay, so we're going for the robo response here. With this, we can gain access to early Immortal production and also early Colossus production as well with a faster bay. We'll see how this all lines up. We'll see how this does hit. We'll see if ReBellioN can survive long enough to get into Colossus. Let's go. Let us go. When it comes to the setup here on 2 bases, welcome to Return of the King. This is a very unorthodox map is what I will say, and it is so punishing as well. Basically, as the defending player, you have your 3-base setup here. Technically you have an island, true. You have an island base here right next to your main. You have your natural that's on here on the low ground, and you have your potential 4th base as well. The problem though, as you can see, is that it is all on the low ground. There's a high ground ramp here, there's a ramp here, and there's this entire cliff face as well. And in the mid game, we have seen a lot of players struggle to really maintain their bases and even expand as well and try to break out. Meanwhile, here comes initial stim timing. The bay is on the way. Remember, the bay is for the Colossus, and ReBellioN has to buy time for the Colossi. Here we go. The army does move out across the map. We have 2 medics. Stim is almost done, and ReBellioN trying to slow this down. But last, the medics, they will top up the Marines. Ay, ay, ay. Marines are being topped up. ReBellioN racing back home. He will have force fields available. There's the NG overcharge. The Immortal has arrived, and it's all about that force fields. How does he slice up this army, if at all? So far, does activate Guardian Shield. Does hold the line. Oh, does him in. We get a force field, but the last doesn't quite stop the army. Again, this area is just so wide open. He stims in, takes out one of these sentries. The other does pull away. And with the help of the shield, but it looks like we should be able to hold on here. We focus on the Marines, and ReBellioN, he will hold. Whew. He does hold, he does survive, he does defend. From here, Colossus is on the way, and the game will progress. So far, again, this is a surefire way to just slow this down, to shut down this push, to make sure you survive, to make sure you can get into a longer game state. And now ByuN has to back off, and now we can calm things down, getting into a 3rd CC. So 3rd CC is on the way. The game is going to progress. ReBellioN, he does hold, and we'll see what he can get done as he's going for the Warp Prism as a follow-up. Extra gateways on the way. ReBellioN, he might just turn this into a 2-base all-in. Bold move. Bold move. Now, ByuN, he's already working on his tanks, so it looks like he's getting ready for said counterattack. He's got double factory production. Tanks going to be on the horizon. 3rd CC on the way as well. ByuN, he is active on the map to make sure he does scout the move out. He does deviate towards the left hand side, does scan, sees the army is missing. He wants that natural. He does skirt around the edge of the map. Does skirt around the edge. Again, this is a large map. ReBellioN, he does miss a rotation. At the same time, Prism's moving out. We have Blink on the way. Now ReBellioN, he is, now makes sense with the robo. Okay, I mean, yeah, specifically on Return of the King, going for the Prism early on allows you to expand. So 3rd base is on the way, very secure 3rd. ByuN, he does scan, looking for the 3rd base of his opponent. Colossus has arrived, but the tanks are ready. There's 3 tanks here on the high ground. Well, 2 on the high ground, 1 on the low ground. ByuN stims in. Does he force field in time? He does not. Ooh, sentry goes down. ByuN with the counterattack. Ay, ay, ay. The Immortal takes down one of the tanks, but last back at home. ReBellioN, he's in trouble. Pylons are going down. Adepts are going down as well. And ReBellioN just doesn't really have much at home to defend. Yeah, probes under fire. Probes under fire. ReBellioN, he just got a little bit too excited moving out for a counterattack. He has to recall back home. And how many probes is he going to lose so far? 4, 5, 6, 7 probes. 7 workers go down, and ReBellioN, he is punished for moving out. Now he will clean this up. But again, that was a lot of damage. That was 7 workers, that was depowered gateways, denied warp ins, and the force recall. And the force recall as well. With that, ByuN holds. ByuN holds. He has a plethora of tanks. He is well fortified, well set up. He's ready. He's ready here. He's secure, and he's switching into mech. So bio opener switching to mech. Ion thrusters on the way, getting into vulture production, getting into vulture speed. And if ReBellioN did want to end the game or did want to try to punish ByuN, he has missed that opportunity. He has missed the timing. Oh yeah, we got our overlords. Let's go. Back as they do lift. Behind this going double robo. Okay, double robo production. I'm loving the lift here to saturate. Okay. Again, ReBellioN. I mean, personally, I love how this opener, how this build has kind of played out on Return of the King. Allowing ReBellioN to expand, allowing him to saturate. It is still going to be awkward though, because he can't necessarily make 3 probes at a time. Oh, I guess for a time he can, to saturate his gases. As ReBellioN does move out, he gets spotted by the vultures. He is spotted. Rax is a fan net as well, to scout to confirm. And ReBellioN, I mean, he can try to lay siege upon the low ground, but he doesn't really have the army to do so. ByuN is secure. ByuN's looking quite secure here. On 3 bases, we have a solid tank line, turrets as well. We spoke earlier about how difficult it's going to be for a player to break out of a siege and break out of a contain, but ReBellioN doesn't really have a siege setup. From here, he could try to tech up and could try to either commit to a robo-based composition or go into Sky Toss from here, which I don't think I'd be opposed to, but ByuN already just breaking out. Yeah, ReBellioN, he races back home to expand. He's looking for the vultures. ReBellioN out of position. ByuN moving out. Okay, that's 8 tanks. I love the dust that picks up when the tank moves out. Let's go. This ByuN does push. He's got 8 tanks. Tanks to siege. Oh! Oh, Colossus under fire, and the Colossus goes out. Massive pickup. Yeah, ReBellioN here extends. He should not have been here. Tries to pull away. And ReBellioN is going to lose far too much here. He's making immortals behind this, working towards charge. But ByuN, he has the high ground. He has the high ground. He started stepping forward. And there's, what, 1 immortal remaining here for ReBellioN. Ay, ay, ay. Tanks still siege up. They shut down the Stalkers. They shut down the immortal. ReBellion's trying to catch reinforcements, trying to come in from behind, but he only has a couple of Stalkers left. And ByuN, he's done it. And I mean, hey, ReBellioN, he did shut down the initial 3 racks. That is true. I was very impressed. The initial 3 racks did get shut down by the robo. But alas, the follow-up is where ReBellioN, he was suffering, or he was lacking. Again, he wasn't ready for that marine counterattack. It just gave ByuN so much breathing room. Otherwise, he would have been in trouble. Remember, ReBellioN, he was trying to break that siege line earlier. He was trying to push into the main. Dropping in on top of the tanks, but GG gets called, and ByuN, he will take game number 1, and ByuN will be our first King of the Hill. GG. GG, well played. Alas, ByuN, he will take the initial game, and he'll be a King of the Hill. Congrats, my condolences here to ReBellioN. Who else appraised him on the immortal? I believe he didn't. I believe he came back to Ferry's units into the island, if I'm not mistaken. But with that, ByuN, he'll be our initial king, and we'll see who can bring him down. As a reminder, best of 1. Best of 1's here, King of the Hill style format. We do have more players stepping up into the ring to try to bring him down. Let's go. As the PVTs do continue, up next we have the Taiwanese Protoss player. Up next is going to be ByuN versus Starrat. Let's go. Now, the way that this format works is that the current King of the Hill does have 1 veto. They have 1 veto available to them, and the challenger picks the map. The challenger does pick the map here, so Starrat, it is his map of choice, and we're going to be loading into Death Valley. Let's go. Go. Death Valley, of course, being a new modern Brood War map. It is in the most recent season of ASL, of the Africa StarCraft League. So this map was actually made this year, or at least featured this year. And here we go. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Death Valley, we have the current challenger. The current challenger, the would-be usurper. We have the Brood War Protoss player, the blue Protoss himself from Taiwan. It is Starrat. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the SE2 Terran player, the red Terran representing Shopify ReBellioN, the current King of the Hill. It is ByuN. Let's go. have our King of the Hill, and welcome one and all to Death Valley. Now, this map is a newer map to the rotation of map pool rotation in tournaments. So I'm not too experienced on this map. We've been able to cover this a couple of times. I want to say twice, maybe 3 times, and there are some unique aspects to this map. First things first, we have of course the gas geysers here, the simulators, I should say, at the ramp. For those that are curious, you can destroy these simulators and they will turn into permanent rocks to fully wall this area off. Also a very narrow choke point, very narrow ramp. This does lead into your natural base towards the top side. I mean, we have multiple locations here to expand to, either the top base or the southern base, so you do have options. This southern base is walled off by minerals, so you have to mine through these minerals first to expand. And again, this northern base is a little bit more secure here because of that ramp as well. Coming into a subside, it is really unique when it comes to terrain. I mean, we have like this cliff face here for siege lines and for tank lines and for tank positions as well, to be a little bit more aggressive. This just something that's really unique when it comes to Brood War maps is how they play with elevation. It's a very unique and it's very, very prominent, I want to say. Like, you would never see something like this in StarCraft 2. You never see like an entire like alley here on the right hand side that is accessible, that is purely here just for like high ground positions and like tank spots, or not even just tank spots, but just unit locations as well. We do have a northern base here towards the top right with a high yield gas geyser. Here, if you do expand on the right hand side, it does lead directly to your opponent's base, so you can just go from base to base here. There is Xel'Naga in the center. I believe this is new to this version of the map. In Brood War, Xel'Naga towers don't exist, not quite the same way, so this is a new addition, as Reaper does head into the main. Behind this, it is going to be a Robo-based opener from Starat. This is going to be Dragoon into Robo into most likely Reaver drop. It is a very common opener here in Terran vs Protoss in StarCraft Evolution. Meanwhile, ByuN does open up with his initial opener here. It does open up the CC on low ground. It looks like double gas. Okay, double gas into a delayed CC on the low ground. First zealot has arrived to delay the expansion. ByuN does scout. He does confirm the location of Starat's base. They had to expand towards each other. Expand towards each other. Starat moving out. So it does poke in. Once again, delaying the expansion, as we will be able to delay. I don't really see a world where Starats can actually break this ramp and break the main, but he can at least make it difficult for ByuN to expand. A big delay. Meanwhile, at the same time, Reaper does get across the map. We'll be dying mining time in the natural. Ooh, brutal lock on. Yeah, Dragoon has to get the hell out of here. Oh no! Dragoon is going to be shut down. A brutal pickoff. And that Reaper gets 3 probes across the map. Aye, aye, aye. Starat, he fails to be aggressive and struggling to defend as well. Dragoon falls 3 probe kills as well. ByuN is racing back. Sorry, Starat races back. He does take down the Reaper. Cyclone on the chase. And we spoke about the Reaver drop opener. There it is. Again, Robo openers here in this matchup, or when it comes to Brutal Protosses, they do typically lead into Reaver drops. So we have the shuttle on the way, we have shuttle speed on the way, and the initial Reaver as well. So Reaver drops are coming. As it settles, on the one hand, yes, ByuN, his CC was delayed, that is true. On the other hand, though, again, he got 3 probe kills across the map. He caught a Dragoon as well. Like, ByuN, he was able to make it worth his while. He's setting up his tanks, securing himself here on 2 bases. Behind this, going for his own 1-1-1 follow-up into BioTank. So very early tank production. Cyclone gets across the map. Does get does get shut down. Gets a lock on the shuttle. Cyclone falls, but at least ByuN now knows. He was able to scout. He was able to confirm the Reaver drop. He knows. Back at home, he's getting ready. Bunkers on the way. ByuN, despite seeing the drop, he is proactive across the map. Goes for his own drop as well. What are the chances that Starat has something at home to defend? Now, again, the warp-in mechanic is different here. Right now, he's rallying across the map, so he won't have defensive warp-ins. He might have a production cycle at home. At least we hope so. As for now, Starat, he's just committing. Going for the tank. Here, Reaver drops in. A shot goes off, takes down a tank. We'll lose a Dragoon in the process. Reaver shot going off here on the bio. Shuttle is thrown away by the Viking, but the drop is unloading in the main. And there are some units somewhat in position to defend. Last Reaver getting behind the middle line. Up! Oof. One shot goes off. SCV goes down. Marines A bust into the main. And probes are falling. You can see Start, he does respond, he tries to race back home. Once again, picking off more SCVs. But the pylon does fall, depowers everything in the main. The Artosis pylon, brutal Artosis pylon. And Start, he will defend against this, but he's picking up probes. Yeah, a lot more workers are going down. ByuN, he does intentionally target fire as many as he can. 9 probes do fall. ByuN, he defends, and he attacks. ByuN, he's still not done. He gets another 2, 3, 14, 15. 16? Not quite. He's not done. Jumps back in. And you can see how immobile this army is as well. Remember, Dragoons, they don't have Blink. Blink Stalkers, they'd be blinking back and forth. They'd be keeping up. Dragoons, oh, shuttle goes down. Dragoons, they have to go the long way around instead. And as Start is being distracted in the main, ByuN, he does hit the natural. He does hit the natural. Gateway's under fire. Liberator has arrived. And mobility-wise, Start just cannot keep up with this. He's trying to. He's trying to keep up. Liberator does siege. I mean, it also shows just how large the main base. It's a huge main. Jeez. So it's so difficult to get eyes on something like an unloading drop. Something like that coming your way. So with that, ByuN, he is secure. He's on 2 base saturation. From here, he can get a 3rd CC. For now, just throwing down more Raxes. And he's came to the production. Okay, he's got 3 tanks. Reavers are building up. They're at least attempting to. ByuN getting on the high ground. I mean, there's just so much high ground outside of the natural. This is brutal here. You can actually get within range of the mineral line. Oh, no. Yeah, probe's gonna be going down. This is brutal. This specifically this position, I want to say. I feel like this high ground right outside the natural is okay, just because it's only threatening the production and only some gateways here. But this one on the high ground is insane. You can just hit the natural. You thought Abyssal Reef was bad. Abyssal Reef, you can cover 1 mineral patch. Here you can cover what, 2, 3? Jesus, that's disgusting. As Start, he will break out at a cost. Shuttle goes down to the Viking. He will break out of this. The tank will fall. Start, he does break out. Again, I can see this being used somewhat defensively here, but the fact that this is within range of, I'm pretty sure, at least these 2 patches, of course, potentially the 3rd patch as well. That's crazy. Start, he does move out. This base is so unpopular in Brood War. People just take the other base. I mean, we see why. I 100%. I mean, there is still high ground here, but unlike on the right-hand side, this high ground isn't within range of. It looks like it might be within range of one of the gases, but not the mineral line, right? So the high ground that's here, if we're talking about someone being aggressive and a player defending on 2 bases, it is more secure for sure. Jesus. But yeah, taking these, I mean, you know, also it's a learning experience as well, as Liberator does get 8 probe kills, 8 more probes go down. Likewise, Reaver dropping to the main, not bad, getting 5 SCVs. So I was just a little bit distracted by covering the map. We're still popping up. Oh, I say that, but Shuttle's gonna be shut down. Do jump on top. Shuttle does get away. Oh no, does barely get away. Nicely done. 12 SCVs in total. Okay, another 6, 7 probes going down. Damage is being done, but Start, he's still falling behind. Start, he still needs to recover economically. Still only on 32 workers. That was good damage, but not enough. As ByuN breaks out, he stims on in. Shuts down the Dragoons. Okay, there's only 1 Reaver. And the Reaver needs time to set up. Oh! Nice connection. Shot goes off. Reaver shot does connect. Start racing back. Oh no, the Reaver goes down. The Reaver does finally fall, and with that Start, what does he have left to defend? He has nothing. He has Dragoons. The Reaver is halfway done. It's not ready for this. And once again, ByuN can siege up here on the high ground. There we go. Double shuttle coming in. On top of the tank. First tank gets... Oh god, he gets a tank, but because of everything else. As he's buying time for his Reaver. Once again, tanks are within range. Yep, they are within range of that third. God damn it. Of that mineral patch. Oh no. And GG gets called. ByuN, he will take down Starrat and he will maintain his crown, maintain his throne as the king of the hill. GG. GG. Oh. GG, well played. As ByuN, he will claim the win. Oh. And we'll see who will rise up to challenge him. Again, shout out to Starrat. I do appreciate that we got to feature this map once again. Again, we're slowly learning more about it as we're getting more games on it. We've yet to really experience much mid-game on Death Valley. But yeah, at least when it comes to the early game aggression, you know, we are slowly learning together which bases to take and where to head. Brutal Terran is just hard to this map. It's awful for Brutal Terran. Yeah, I would imagine that. I mean, for brutal races against each other, it's a very different dynamic. I'm sure for sure. I'm sure. Very different. But we have our next matchup here. We have our next contender. It's going to be, no surprise, another TVP, another Terran versus Protoss. I'm hoping that we do get someone like Rumieth or Threepoint at some point in this King of the Hill. But we'll see if any of the other Zerg players will be available at some point. For now, we will continue with our turns and Protosses, and here we go. We have Nihed stepping in, jumping into Blue Storm. I have so much nostalgia for this map. I love it. Let's go. Let's go. Loading in. How many rounds? 10. 10 rounds, 10 players. So for the OSC King of the Hill, it's 15. For SEL King of the Hill, it is 10. So we have at most, possibly, a 10-game win streak. But here we go, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Blue Storm, we have the Brood War Terran player. We have the Red Terran representing Shopify ReBellioN. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the SE2 Protoss player, the Blue Protoss. It is Nihed. Nihed? We'll figure it out. And welcome one all to Blue Storm. Blue Storm, of course, is one of the ported over Brood War maps. We spoke about how Death Valley is a modern map, and Death Valley is in the most recent season of ASL. But for Blue Storm, I do remember this map from being in the first season of the SSL Challenger. This was what, back in 2016, 2017, when Brood War Remastered first came out. It may have been in the tournament map pool before that, to be fair, but at least in my recollection, that's when I saw it in rotation. Been quite some time. One of the big features, of course, is a very narrow choke point coming into the natural. So with this, the natural base is a little bit more defendable. It is very difficult to be aggressive and to push into the natural, at least from this location. And we do expand towards the left-hand side instead. We have Xel'Naga to cover this place. But as you can see, the third is somewhat more exposed. I say somewhat. The Xel'Naga does help you when it comes to scouting army movement, moving out across the map. But if you fail to see the army, if you fail to maintain this high ground position, then bam, you thought high ground was brutal in the previous map. We have plenty of high ground here laying siege upon said third base. Now again, you have the Xel'Naga to spot this at a time. You do have another area here, another point of elevation to maintain and to control as the defending player, but things can very quickly snowball out of control. If you lose control of this area, you will most likely lose the base as well. There are other features, of course. We do have this alley towards the left-hand side to try to come in with vulture harass or just run-bys in general to try to get behind the bases. Likewise, we do have another expansion here towards the right-hand side as well. More of a almost pocket base. It's a little bit more isolated, a little bit more difficult to take, but it is viable here as ByuN is going for the bunker rush. Never mind. I'm out here talking about third bases and fourth bases. It's going to be the initial bunker rush, and we're going 3 racks into stim. So same build that we saw in game 1, 3x sim timing out of ByuN. Bunker is complete. Unfortunately, he wasn't quite able to see the bunker building ahead of time. We have backup shield battery on the way, Stalkers in production. And ByuN, I mean, the rush distance by ground is quite short. He's just rallying across the map. Doesn't even need to proxy. He does just rally. Getting into the bunker. Academy's on the way. Again, the Academy is going to be for Stim. So really early Stim timing here from ByuN. And he is under fire. The base is getting low. Thankfully, he has a shield battery. He should be able to shut this down. He's going for the SEV. Oh. SEV takes one hit. The juggling. SEV just takes one hit so far. Nice juggling here. Jumping into the bunker, avoiding those shots. Oh. Does take one. Takes one more shot. So 2 shots here on the SEV. Can he get another? Oh, gets one more. One more shot left. What a mass, Papi, what a mass. There's the NG overcharge. Oh, does get it. Yeah, barely does get it. With that, the bunker will fall. But remember, this isn't about the bunker. I mean, first things first, what was the purpose of this bunker? No mining. 0 mining here at the natural mineral line because that bunker would focus on any probe that got close. So with that, Nied, he was stuck on a 1 base economy. Behind this, going into Glaive Depths. Interesting. Was that a mistake? Cancels Glaives going into Blink because that Blink is going to be late here for our Protoss player. So it is going to be a later upgrade. That is a concern because ByuN, I mean, he scans first. He does see Blink, and ByuN, he's already ready. Like, Stim is done. Stim is done in 8 seconds. He's pushing out across the map. We're going to have Blinkless Stalkers to defend. Now, there are 2 shield batteries. We can still make a stand here at the ramp, but Nied, he rotates around. He misses the army. Oh. Does miss the army. Oh, comes in from behind. Make use of the high ground. Alas, ByuN stims in, chases out the Stalkers. He gets 1, he gets 2. Remember, there's no Blink. There's no Blink. 2 Stalkers and the Adept, and that might just be it. That might just be too much here. We'll see how impactful these shield batteries are going to be. As ByuN stims in once again. The shield batteries, they do nothing. Yeah, shield batteries, they do nothing. There's just too much DPS, too much firepower. 3 Stalkers go down. GG gets called, and ByuN will overwhelm and take down Nied. GG. Whew. GG, well played. A shaky start there, unfortunately, for our Protoss player. Again, we did have delayed Blink, and unfortunately, as ByuN was committing with his own build, and bearing in mind there was no Probe Scout, so Nied didn't really know what was happening. It's ByuN, so he could have assumed that it was going to be 3-rack Stim, just because that's almost all that ByuN does whenever he plays Brutal Terran. But unfortunately, Nied, he was caught out on the map. He lost 2 Stalkers ahead of time, an Adept ahead of time, losing half his army, if not most of his army, already before the fight really begins. That was brutal. Was brutal. GG, well played. With that, ByuN, he will claim the game, and now we are getting ready for our next matchup. Once again, it's going to be another Terran versus Protoss. Once again, ByuN is going to be playing Brutal Terran. And we have our next opponent. Let's go. Up next is going to be some Canadian representation, some NA representation instead. It is going to be Greenert. Greenert stepping into the ring. I know he is typically a Terran player, but he does switch it up and play Protoss every now and then to be a little bit cheeky. And we'll see if he can catch ByuN off guard. As up next, we're loading into a 4-player spawn map for the first time tonight, R Point. Let's go. Let us go. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of our point, we have the Teal Protoss player. The Teal Protoss, a Canadian Protoss representing Born Gosu. It is Greenert. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Terran player, the Brood War Terran, representing ReBellioN. It is ByuN. Here we go. Now, what are the chances that ByuN goes 3-rack Stim once again? Quite high. Now, what I will say is that ByuN, he does have other builds up his sleeve. Specifically, he does have a double factory Massive Vulture build where he rushes into mines and ion thrusters as well. So I'm sure we'll see that at some point here in this broadcast. For now, though, we'll keep an eye on ByuN as he does open up CC first. So very greedy build here by ByuN, but it makes sense as we are loading into a very large 4-player spawn map. Greenert, he does go for the scouts, going for the vertical scout initially, and he will find ByuN instantly, even confirming the greedy build and the greedy opener. So the RNG is in Greener's favor. ByuN, he will spot the probe. As seeing the probe so quickly, he can assume that we have a close spawn location, either horizontal or vertical. as we can compare scout timings. Meanwhile, the first Rax is on the way. Green Earth, what is the plan? How do we approach ByuN? How do we approach this? For now, just going for a Gate Cyber Expand, standard opener out of Green Earth. ByuN, he's going 3 Rax Stim. Once again, same build, 3 Rax into Stim. Oh boy. Now, as you saw previously, like, there are ways to shut this down. Shout out to ReBellioN, right? ReBellioN in the first game, he opened up Robo, he opened up with the Fast Colossus, oh, there we go. Opened up Fast Colossus as well, and he was able to shut down the initial push. If you recall, it was in the aftermath where ReBellioN was caught with his pants down, where he was out in the open, and he lost his mineral line, right? He lost half his mineral line, he got caught out of position, everything just snowballed out of control from there. Oh, this is risky. Stargate opener? Okay. Okay. So, a couple of things here. First things first, in StarCraft 2, 3 Rax Stim hard counters Stargate openers. Now, the reason for this, in SE2, it isn't just 3 Rax Stim, but even 2-1-1s, or even 3-1-1s as well, or yeah, just early 3 Raxes, they hard counter, they shut this down. The reason for this is because what do you have with the Stargate? Well, you can make Phoenixes. Phoenixes, they can lift up 1 Marine at a time, and you can make Oracles, which have a lot of DPS, but are also very fragile, and it is going to be an Oracle opener. But what are you foregoing? You're foregoing Blink, you're foregoing Charge, you're foregoing Robo Immortal production, and against Mass Marine, they shoot up. They shut these units down real fast and real quick. Yeah, that was less to defend. I'm not too fond of this build of choice, I'll be honest, from Green Earth, and we have seen many a Protoss player fall and just topple over, going Stargate against 3 Rax Stim. We'll see if Green Earth can pull off a defense. I mean, I can see a world if Green Earth, I don't know, throws out some stasis traps, if he can catch out the army and buy time and fight the army a portion at a time, then maybe I can see Green Earth pulling off a defense here, but it's going to be a tough hold. It's going to be a tough hold here for Green Earth. ByuN is scanning. He's searching. There we go. Another scan. He sees a Stargate. Yeah, he knows. He knows. He does see the Stargate opener. Ay, ay, ay. Now, if you recall, Hero had a really unique approach to this. Hero, it was in the best of 9 show match between Hero and ByuN, where it was on Amygdala. Hero did open up Stargate, and Hero had some impeccable control. And what he did with this first Oracle was harass across the map and keep ByuN busy back at home, keep him pinned. And ByuN actually never was able to move out. So this is kind of the best case scenario for Green Earth, would be to just keep the army pinned and not lose the Oracle and delay any kind of push. Stim is done. Stim is done for ByuN. We do have 2, soon to be 3 Oracles as well. Now going into a Twilight Council. ByuN is massing up his army. And ByuN is going for a later timing. He has +1, and he has, of course, Marine range on the way. I keep forgetting the name of this upgrade. It's like 3.9 shells or something. 69mm rounds. Something like that. But for now, Green Earth's pulled away. Oh, as we mentioned, Green Earth has to do everything he can to slow down this push and hit these mineral lines. If he doesn't hit the mineral lines, then ByuN is moving out. He does get spotted. Green Earth back at him. What do we have to defend? We have a shield battery. We have 3 Oracles. We have, what, 6 Adepts. I can see a defense working here. As he's actually getting another Oracle, like just mass Oracle. Okay. Okay, I see you. Scan does see all the Adepts. Specifically Adept Oracle, I mean, there's a lot of DPS in this army. And ByuN, he doesn't like it, he backs off. A very unusual composition here, but okay, he's, let him cook. Let him cook, Pappy. Mass Adept Oracle, let's go. Glaives on the way. Okay. Army stims, ByuN does stim in, does catch 1, 2, 3 Adepts. Ay, ay, ay. Throws out the Oracles, and you can see how fragile this army is. Yeah, everything just crumbles. It's just it's a glass cannon composition. Going Adept Oracle, and ByuN, he's more robust, he has medics, he cleans everything up, and I think that's just game. Unfortunately, Glaives doesn't kick in. I appreciate the unique composition, I do appreciate it, but again, as we saw, like, it's just so fragile, it's so flimsy, and it just topples over, it crumbles. With that, ByuN, he will bust his way in. And with that, ByuN, he will break the natural, and now he can push into the main. Again, I appreciate the more unique composition here and the unique approach to this 3 Rax Stim timing. I want to say it had potential, especially if we were able to wait for Glaives. Like, if we were able to wait for Glaives, then maybe, like, I can see this build cooking, but Glaives is not going to finish in time. It's not going to finish. Everything goes down. GG gets called. Glaives will not come into play, and ByuN, he will take down Greenert and maintain himself as the king of the hill. GG. GG, well played. Whew. You 2-3, yeah, there you go. GG. GG, well played. With that, ByuN does claim the first, does take down Greenert and still maintains that King of the Hill status. And we'll see who's able to step up next. Mass Oracle was not the move. As we mentioned, Stargate openers, in my mind, these 3-rack stim timings are a hard counter to Stargate openers, in my mind. I will say, though, I will emphasize, that's why I was so impressed by Hero. When Hero went Stargate against ByuN, again, he did everything he could to just keeping aggressive and keep threatening the mineral lines. This is something that Greener did initially, but remember, he stopped because it did seem like he was using, of course, his oracles for a different purpose. He was trying to mass up a high impact army, so he wasn't using them to harass. But because Hero was so adept and so on top of harassment and punishing or crippling or even just keeping pressure on the mineral lines, it meant that ByuN couldn't push. And then back at home, then Hero was able to go into Colossus production, into Robo, into Colossus, into like a more robust army. Here, again, the oracles weren't used to harass. They were instead, it looked like, going to be used to just try to focus down and DPS down the army. Instead, as a result, ByuN was not stopped. He was not stopped. He was not slowed down. GG, well played. With that, we're getting to our next game, and we do have our next challenger here. Ooh, for the first time tonight, not going to be a Terran versus Protoss. It's going to be a Terran versus Terran instead. And I would say that we have our next challenger here as he has a pretty good chance to try to cause an upset and bring down the king. Let's go. Up next, who do we have? We have ByuN versus HonMonO. Let's go. HonMonO, for those who don't know, he is an animal. He's an animal. He's an absolute beast of a human being here. HonMonO, he's very cheesy, very aggressive, very in your face, and I would not be surprised if he has something cheeky in store for ByuN. Let's go. Let's go. Greenert, Salty Zerg. Greenert is a Terran main. Greenert, he's a Terran player. Just off-racing here as Protoss. But here we go, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Return of the King. We have our South Korean Terran player, the Brood War Terran. Representing Team Hyper 1, it is HonMonO. I'll fix up his name. I got you. There we go. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the current King of the Hill, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran, the SE2 Terran. Representing Shopify, it is ByuN. We go. So we are going to be building up and getting things ready. Of course, welcome to Return of the King. This is a 4-player spawn map. Spawn locations are not known, not yet. And we can see that HonMonO, he does not go into the center. He does not proxy in the center of the map. Okay. First things first, no proxy. We're calming things down. Now, I'll be honest, I do appreciate seeing HonMonO like in longer game states, in the mid game and the late game when it comes to TBT. I love seeing mass ghosts, and I'll be honest, it's been a long time since I've seen a later game state, including Brood War Terran. It's been a long time since I've seen mass ghosts and lockdown. We have potential here. I say potential. In general, these games have been a little bit shorter. We'll see how our players will approach this. As ByuN, he does scout horizontally, and ByuN will find HonMonO. So ByuN will find him. HonMonO back at him, going for the Rax Expand. Economic Opener at a HonMonO. Likewise, ByuN doing the same. Economic Opener as well. CC also on the low ground. ByuN, he will scout. He will confirm. HonMonO, he is aware of the SEV. And we'll see if HonMonO does go for an early bio timing if he goes into mech. Goes into additional factories. The jinx. You can see he wants the SCV. He wants him. He wants up. He breaks out. He breaks left, and it looks like the SCV will not escape. Whew. Does not escape. I love the little micro battle. It's like, I got you. ByuN saying TT. Smoge, papi, smoge. TT, papi. So with that, the SCV does not escape. Nice little win here for HonMonO. Reaper dips into the main. I will scout the additional factory here, but no major scout yet. He is denied entry into the mineral line. Likewise, going for the SCV. The SCV is low from earlier, and does he get into the bunker? He barely does. Whew. Oh my god, 1 HP. 1 HP SCV. He lives, Pap. He lives. Barely held together by duct tape. We got it. Okay, clutch moves out of HonMonO, saving the SCV. Reaper going back into the main, and Marines are in position. And ByuN is forced back. Yeah, he is going to be forced back. Behind this, Vulture production has begun. Second factory, so we have confirmation mech. So mech is on the way here for HonMonO. Getting into multiple factories and multiple vultures. Meanwhile, ByuN back at home, getting to his own 1-1-1 setup into drop play. Likewise, Tech Lab is on the factory. I was curious if we're going for an early Cyclone or early Tank. We're going for the add-on swap instead. With this, we can open up Raven or even open up Cloak Banshee, which is not uncommon in TBT, bearing in mind that scans are a little bit more of a scarce resource when it comes to Brood War Terran. As the eBay is done, we have safety turrets on the way. And are we going for the Banshee or are we going for the Raven? What's it going to be? Cloak Banshee. Again, Cloak Banshee openers are very meta. They're relatively common amongst the Korean Terrans in the Korean SE2 TBT. Meanwhile, again, I'm already concerned here. I don't see a comsat station. Now, before I get it, of course, turrets, right? I'm thinking of scans for detection, but we have turrets. So safety turrets, we're good. It's gonna be okay. The early blind eBay does work out well here. So HonMonO, he should be fine against the Banshees. The Banshees can still dip in between the bases and catch transferring workers and maybe pick off some key units, but for the most part, the mineral line should be safe. I say for the most part, the positioning of these turrets are not designed to defend against Banshees, they're designed to defend against drops. Like, that's why this turret is close to the edge of the main and the edge of the mineral line, not in the center. So because of that, technically the Banshee can come in from behind and still threaten these workers. Similarly here with the turrets in the main base as well. So there's still potential for ByuN. As ByuN is moving out. There we go, comsat stations on the way. As ByuN, he does spot the turrets. He will rotate. At the same time, vultures, they poke in. Of course, now HonMonO knows where ByuN has been. HonMonO did scout top right. Is aware. Oh! Gets caught out. Vulture falls. Banshee slips in, and the Banshee will delay the production. It does 3 shots. Takes down SCVs again. The turret is too far back. As we mentioned, the turret is protecting against drop play, not against Banshees. And this is getting out of hand. Yeah, getting 3 SCVs already. 3 SCV kills. Anti-air is limited. The Marines go down. No more anti-air. And yeah, this one Banshee just popping off. 3 Marine kills, 4 SCVs. There's not a scan. Marines. Oh no! Is this game? This might just be too much. 6 SCVs, 5 Marines. Geez, yeah. HonMonO. No, not like this. Again, turrets are not protecting the mineral lines. And likewise, we're going into mech and nothing here to shoot up. But we have a Wraith on the way. And these Cloak Banshees, they may have just won the game here for ByuN, as that is 18 SCVs. That is the entire mineral line going down. And again, remember, this turret is not in position, so more SCV kills, more damage. I see Hyper One. Smoge, Bappy, Smoge. It happens, it happens. It wasn't even about the detection, it was about the anti-air. Wraith comes in, we have Goliath production underway. Bearing in mind, you need the armory to make Goliaths. There is a prerequisite even. So it's not like you could easily, reactively get into the Goliath production. As they're now popping out, and the Banshees are finally cleaned up, but that's going to be 29 SCVs. The invisible flying machine is pretty good. It's pretty good. No. Meanwhile, ByuN is just chilling. ByuN is just chilling, he's just saturating, getting a 3rd base. HonMonO, he's smoging. He's like, T-Imba. And ByuN's like, yes. T-Imba. Aye. This is also partially on HonMonO. He never scouted, right? He never scouted, he never got into the main. Never saw what was going on. Had no idea what was happening. Just blindly setting up. And with that, ByuN is moving in. As here we go. There's the scan. I mean, now he scans the main. The last ByuN, he is sieged outside of the bases. Dropping into the main. The army is struggling here for HonMonO, as again, he has a crippled economy. Oh, tanks in position. Okay. Holding on to the main. Oh, HonMonO, calm down. Okay, we're good. Does calm down. And ByuN's just quite comfortable. He can just comfortably contain his opponent. ByuN does not have to push in. He does not have to push in. He does not have to break the 2-base setup here of HonMonO. He just take a third, take a 4th base, and look to max out. I mean, ByuN, he's already overwhelming when it comes to the army supply. We do see attempted, again, further mech upgrades here. 4-set Goliaths. +1 on the way. We have more turrets being thrown down. HonMonO, he is looking to turtle up on 2 bases as hard as he can. But the problem here is that HonMonO, he has no hope to push out anytime soon. The problem is that he is turtling, but that's all he can do, as he is contained by his opponent. Meanwhile, ByuN, he does get a 4th. Again, ByuN looking very comfortable. The brutal scan sound. I personally, like, the most nostalgic thing to me about StarCraft Evolution are the sound effects, whether it's some certain abilities or like even stim, right? Like even the stim sound from Brood War Marines, like the spider mines burrowing, like that's like, there's so many like specifically like sound effects that like trigger memories or trigger nostalgia. I love it. Like the burrowing spider mines for me, 100%. Like Hydra's attacking, Dragoon's being killed, like this, the Dragoon death sound. Oh, great. For now though, we just see ByuN is going into what looks to be mass BC. Actually, both players are. We have BC production from one player and also soon to be BCs from the other as well. So we're getting to battle cruisers. And now because of the island base, HonMonO, he can expand, so he is getting a 3rd, slowly but surely. Getting a 3rd expansion. Ooh. Tank does punch the Cyclone. Spider-Man's good. Correct. Yes, yes. They do. As Yamato is being researched. So we got Yamato on the way. Again, we're building up. We do see HonMonO, he does break out with a couple of vultures. Oh, he does get spotted there. He's gonna be spotted. ByuN is aware. Pulls back with some of his fire. He scans. He does spot the would-be 3rd base. He sees the BCs. He is aware. Now, we saw the fusion core from ByuN. I assumed he was going into BC himself, but he's actually going to Liberators, so more of a traditional form of Sky Terran support. It's a Viking Liberator. Would have enjoyed seeing BC versus BC, but we're not quite going to get that. Not quite. Oh, also, before I forget, thank you so much to Shesha Basha in the chat. Gab, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime. It did happen earlier in the game. I was just a little bit engrossed, but thank you so much. Thank you. Do appreciate the support. Do appreciate it. Is it a best of 9? It is not a best of 9. These are best of 1s. The 4-0 lead for ByuN is just an indicator of his win streak. So ByuN, he has taken down 4 players so far. Taken down 4 players, 4 different Protosses. So he's on a 4-game win streak. Depending on how many games he wins, he does earn more money, is how the tournament format works. So best of 1, best of 1. as we have more BCs massing up. ByuN, meanwhile, he's maxed. He's maxed out 200 supply. This is where I would say that ByuN, he needs to start trading. It's not going to be pretty, but moving in and trying to pick up like tanks here and there, keeping the supply low for his opponent would be ideal. Likewise, it also allows ByuN to trade out some of his bio to replace it with... never mind. I was gonna say he needs to like trade so he can trade out his bio and replace it with some more Vikings and some BCs and more Liberators. He just kills them himself. I mean, that's another way to do it. True, I guess. It would be nice to just, you know, get a little bit more value out of them, but sure, just kill them. But here we go. The Liberators do siege. Tanks are exposed. As the first and the second tank also going to be under fire. How many Vikings do we have? Going to be 14 Vikings. Yeah, Vikings, they broke up. They're going for the BCs. Yamato going up. Oh, gets a couple of Yamatos. But the first BC goes down. He gets one. He's going to get two. We see ByuN gaining ground. Pushing further in, getting within range of the base. Another BC falls. Valkyries are here to support. Valkyries do so much splash damage. But it's about the base. It's about the base. It's about the economy. Vultures, they do come in for a run by, but alas, ByuN, he has the support back at home. Oh, spider bites. And the natural base is being denied. Now, we do need some more Vikings, though. Shout out to the Valkyrie. They will clean up these Vikings. Vikings will all fall. BC's now going for the tanks. Oh my god. The Yamato. Nice Yamatos. Takes down two of those medevacs. Catches out some of the tanks as well. Again, HonMonO, he's fighting back, fighting hard. But again, it still comes down to the economy. It still comes down to the fact that HonMonO, he cannot maintain these trades and these losses. HonMonO, how many BCs did he lose? He lost 3. He lost 3 battle cruisers. He's down to 3. And ByuN is freely remaxing, making 10 Vikings at a time. So it was an impressive fight out of HonMonO. If only he had another base, if only he had another expansion, if only he had a bank to work with. As here come the reinforcements here from ByuN. Does rally across the map. Now, if ByuN stacks his Vikings, even with the remax, a couple of volleys from these Valkyries will completely shut the Vikings down. How many Valkyries do we have? 5. 5. I feel like 5 is a good count to stop at. So 5 Valkyries. Again, we're hoping that ByuN does stack. Valkyries moving in. ByuN splits. Here comes the first volleys. We do the disables here on the Valkyries. Some of the Vikings do fall. Getting 5 Vikings so far, but it's just too much. There's too many Vikings. Anti-armor missile here on the BCs. He gets 1, he gets 2, he's going to get 3. Going to get every BC here. Oof. He can put another towards the end. Expensive losses for HonMonO. And HonMonO just maintaining himself here on 3 bases, still trying to turtle up, trying to survive, trying to live. And again, just because the anti-air units are prone to stacking for ByuN, like he can take a fight. Like HonMonO, he can definitely take a fight here. God, look at the rally. Jesus, there's just red everywhere. Interesting that ByuN is going back into Bio. He's going into Marine Marauder. Interesting. Instead of Liberators. I'm moving in. It's not going to be pretty, but he can try to break the siege line. He does have disable. True, he can just disable the tanks. He can disable the tanks and stim in. Meanwhile, more Valkyries are amassing. 6 getting up to 9 Valkyries. That's a little bit excessive. I would say that more BC support would be ideal, but sure. Here come the disables. And Valkyries, they break out, but the Marine Army just stims in. He just stims in, he takes down all the tanks, and there's nothing left. There's only 2 BCs. Remember, Valkyries, they don't shoot down. The Battle of the Sky does not matter, not anymore. I mean, the Vikings, they still come out on top. And with that, HonMonO, he has been broken, as he's down to 1 battle cruiser. And there it is, Teisagi. Oh no, is he gonna float? Is he gonna put no shot? No shot. Not like this. As ByuN stims in, GG gets called. There we go. And ByuN, he will take down HonMonO And he is halfway through the tournament, claiming 5 wins in a row. GG. GG, well played. With that, ByuN, he does take he does claim another win here, now on a 5-game win streak. Again, HonMonO, he definitely had his own moments in this game, and we were able to just sink our teeth into a longer game state, but as a reminder, it all came down to the Banshees. The reality is, if you recall, the Banshees, they killed, what, 29? Like 29 plus SCVs at the start of the game. That was game-ending damage. HonMonO, he hung in there, but really he was just treading water. The entire time he was just treading water. He never had any presence on the map. He never had any pushing power. He was just stuck on 3 bases for, what, 10 minutes. And eventually he was broken, doing what he could to recover. And there's definitely a chance if ByuN had overextended, then maybe HonMonO could try to take a greater fight and try to overcome. But regardless, GG. GG, well played. With that, ByuN will claim another win, and now we are getting ready for our next matchup. For the first time tonight, we are going to be featuring a Zerg player. Let's go. It's going to be a ZVT between ByuN and threepoint. Fabulous, fabulous. Here we go. Brutal BC seems like they will get rolled by SU BCs. Thoughts light. Brutal BCs are stronger. From my understanding, they are tankier. They do more damage. The main difference between battle cruisers between Brutal and SE2 is that SE2 BCs are more mobile because of their tactical jump. So they are more mobile. They have more mobility in general when it comes to counterattacking, retreating as well. That is why the Brutal BC is, in a way, quote unquote, like superior, or it is meant to be like it is meant to be a sturdier unit, to compensate for their lack of mobility. That's usually that's kind of like the safe bets when it comes to comparing units. When you think of brutal units, they are typically like stronger, just because they're almost baseline. It's StarCraft 2 units that are just more mobile. When it comes like medevacs with boost, when it comes to warp prisms, warping mechanics, recalls, when it comes to like Nidus play, for example, like in general, like StarCraft 2 has mobility on their side, typically. It's catching up. Here we go. So we're getting into our next game. Trade what? If you're referring earlier, trade out the buyer. Trade out the buyer. For more Vikings and libs. But here we go, spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Death Valley. We have, there we go. We have our current King of the Hill. We have our South Korean Terran player, the Brutal Terran, representing Shopify with 5 wins under his belt. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the Challenger, we have the Would-Be Usurper, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Blue Zerg, representing Team Hyper 1. It is threepoint. Here we go. Oh, Enki was covering this. Let's go. Este Enki. But here we go. We are going to be settling in once again into Death Valley. Death Valley has, we do see threepoint expanding on the right-hand side. Interesting expansion location. We have seen some of the struggles of players maintaining this base and maintaining this expansion, but I'm under the assumption that threepoint is going to be fighting for map control. So we'll see how we'll approach this. As a reminder, threepoint, he is the SE2 Zerg player, so we'll see how he's able to approach ByuN. Threepoint, I would say, is maybe top 3 Zerg in StarCraft Evolution. Top 3? Yeah. I'll say, actually, there's an argument to be made about Wayne. But right now I would place Dark and Shin above threepoint, and threepoint is number 3. But I know that Wayne and Young Yakov have been doing really well recently. I know that Wayne and Young Yakov, they've both been committing more time. They've been both getting some good results. I'm tentative bringing them up just because, if you remember, last time we casted Wayne, he did defeat Classic, which was impressive. But Wayne, that was like a 10-minute series. Like Wayne, he cheesed the hell out of Classic. It was very short. So I still have a really hard time gauging like the level of Wayne and gauging like how he does perform in the mid game, for example. So I have a hard time placing him. But overall, we're gonna be settling in And again, I do think the 3-point is going to be a good challenge here for ByuN, as ByuN is going 3-Rex Stim. Shouldn't be a surprise here, but we have 3-Rex Stim here by ByuN. It is his go-to build, and so far it's been the only build that ByuN has gone for when it comes to his Brood War Terran play. So 3 Rexes towards an academy, towards a regular academy, into Stim. ByuN, he's hidden here on the high ground, keeping an eye on what moves out. Lings a fan out across the map. And we'll see if 3-point opens up Roach. He does pull out a gas though. He pulls out a gas, so far hatch gas pull, standard opener at a 3-point. He's now claiming a third base towards the left hand side. Lings they poke in. Do scout. They do confirm the expansion location here for ByuN, as again ByuN he's expanded towards his opponent. Academy is on the way. The academy gets thrown down under the Overlord. Interesting location for the academy is what I will say. But now 3-point, there's no doubt in his mind. There's no doubt in his mind that it is going to be 3-Rex Stim. Again, ByuN, he is notorious for this build, so 3-point should be 100% certain as to what's going on. And we'll see how he responds to it. That's why I'm curious. Does he respond with defensive Banelings or defensive Roaches? And we have the answer. Baneliness on the way. Okay. Baneliness is on the way. Creep is spreading, more importantly. Now, because of the way Brood War Terran works, I believe there won't be a scan. Oh, never mind. Okay. Comsat stations on the way. Fire bats are going to be included. Scans will be available. I was going to say that potentially 3-point might be able to engage the army on creep and have like a better engagement because of that. But ByuN is getting ready for that kind of scenario. As ByuN is pushing. ByuN is pushing out, and he should have, yeah, he does have scan energy as well. Just in time for his attack. So we have 2 medics. We have our fire bat. Yo, let's go. Oh, he be sturdy. He be chunky. Fire bat moves out as well. Bearing in mind the fire bat can also stim. Like stim is applicable to the fire bat as well. We do have Banelings amassing, Lings building up, Spine Crawler on the way. Queens do come forward, and we'll see if 3-point can pull off this defense. Again, it's not going to be easy. ByuN moving forward. Up, going for the spine. Spine is going to be denied. Firebat does fall. Takes down the Firebats. Oh, no transfuse. I mean, not enough energy for a transfuse. Nice target firing on the Banelings. He gets 1. And the creep is receding. The creep is all receding here. 3-point is in trouble. Baneling rolling up. Up, gets us around. Not bad. 3-point holds. He does hold. He does surround the army just barely in time. He can chase down the medics. And 3-point, he will survive the timing. And 3-point can drone. 3-point, he's droning on up back at home. He shuts down the medics and shuts down the bio. Back at home, ByuN is safe. He's secure. He has his bunker. And remember, he was already working on the next step. He has +1 on the way. He has range on the way. U239 shells. Yeah. You want Bailey's rolling in. Only 2. They get target fired. Nice target firing out of ByuN. The boys are being pulled to repair. Bunker will stand strong, and ByuN holds. Yeah, bigger extension from 3-point. He bleeds out a lot of Ling Bane. Has to pull away. Behind this, the 3-point, he's droning, he's taking. We have the lair on the horizon. Roach Warren does get thrown down, so he's going into Ling Bane Roach Ravager. Interesting. Not committing purely to Ling Bane. So he's getting into Roach production. Likewise, behind this, ByuN committing here to his bio, into bio tank. Siege mode is being researched. ByuN securing himself. And we're getting into the mid game. Let's go. We're getting into a longer macro game. Beautiful. Beautiful. As we are amassing, we have, I almost said kind of splitting. We have Carapace on the way. So 1-1 upgrades here, getting into his Roach Ravager, avoiding Baneling speed for the time being, getting into Roach speed. ByuN going for his 3rd CC. And I will say that on Death Valley, I've never casted the mid game here. We've never gotten up to 3 and 4 bases, but I'm hoping that this is the first. Hoping that we can get there. ByuN moving out with his drop. Going for his own science facility. So he's taking up. 3-point likewise. Attempts to get his 4th base, but it's going to be under fire. Does have some roaches in position. No roach speed though. 3-point, he's trying to get in position. The base is under fire. Hatchery getting low, getting very, oh Jesus, getting very low. But we'll defend. We'll defend, we'll survive. ByuN does push on the right-hand side. So dropping left for a distraction. Dragging 3-point out of position. The Overlord does spot the move out. 3-point, he knows. He knows, he is aware. Alright, in my mind, this was like an elevated point, and it is, but there's no pillar here. So alas, ByuN shuts down the Overlord. So let's push. No, in the head it was casting, but yes, that's true. Fun fact, this has been changed in the most recent patch. No longer the case, but for this match it was. As tanks are moving in. Once again, ByuN looking to get on top of that ramp. We'll see if he can. As Ravagers have amassed. Oh! Does push forward. Massive tanks just going to be going off, but at last 3-point he will shut this down. The tank's caught on siege. Yeah, ByuN not ready for this. He does get caught on siege. Tanks going to be going down one after the other. 3-point, he has momentum. He can keep going. He can keep going. Getting 1, 2, getting all 3 tanks. Again, ByuN, he wasn't set up. Back at home, I mean, he does have the initial science vessel. No radiate. Does push forward tank. Another one almost caught out as well. Australia falls back further behind the natural. Bunker going down. 3-point, can he pull this off? Ooh, tanks to siege. He has to respect it. He has to respect the tanks. He pulls away. Piling down the depots. Depots are going to be falling. 3-point maintaining his position. Remember, ByuN behind this, he does expand, but 3-point is going to be rallying into harass. And Irradiate is being researched, but again, it's quite late. It's not ready yet. Still a ways off. As the SCVs are going down, ByuN getting pulled apart. He has to respond, he has to react. So he does pull away. 3-point, he's close to maxing out. Now, we spoke about this previously in the previous TVT, but because 3-point is close to maxing, he should be looking to trade with the army of ByuN. I'm referring to, like, even picking up and committing to killing all these depots, getting on top of the production as well. Yes, there are 2 tanks in position, but it would be worth breaking through that because he can afford to rebuild, to replace. Meanwhile, ByuN, he's slowly catching up in supply. And this is a really long rotate. Jesus. I mean, oh my god, I thought Amygdala was bad, but true, to rotate from the top side to the south side, you have to go all the way back home. Ay, ay, ay. Rotations, they take so long on this map. My god. I guess in a way similar to Monty Hall, where you have to rotate back home, but Monty Hall, it feels like Monty Hall is a smaller map, so it's a little bit easier to really pull that off. Likewise, Monty Hall will also have has 3 lanes, so it'll take shorter time to rotate between lanes as they closer to each other. ByuN has the high ground, goes to the defensive matrix, files it down on one of the tanks. Oof, yeah, files do connect. Connections, ByuN pushing in. 3-point in a bit of trouble here. Nice irradiates. 3-point, he pulls away. And splits off the Ravager. Again, ByuN fighting out of range of his tanks. The tanks are too far back. Big overextension. And 3-point, we can keep going. Not distracted by the drop. The last tanks, they are left unattended. They're going to be shut down. And 3-point from here, he can keep pushing towards the bases. And here, there's less SimCity, right? There's less SimCity here at the 3rd. Less defenses. 3-point, he can't commit that much harder. As he's getting ready for a run by towards the top side. 3-point delaying the CC. He will delay. I say delay, gonna force a cancel. And even more than that. Moving him forward. Once again, irradiate here on the Ravagers. Oh, 3-point, he does pull away. Does pull away. As things, they slip in, they take down the tanks, they bust into the mineral line. And ByuN just doesn't have the supply. He's struggling to defend. Another tank goes down. ByuN pulling back to the ramp, pulling back to the choke point. Well, ByuN, he will make his stand. And threepoint is remaxing, this time with Ultras. This entire time has been taking up, getting into 3-3 upgrades, Kai's plating. Ultras are on the way. Threepoint taking another base. He has map control. Meanwhile, the CC was denied. Yeah, it was cancelled. And he's coming back in for another cancel. Oh. ByuN just cannot expand. He's trying to set up. He's not aware of the Ultras either. So do get off a couple of irradiates. I'm reminded of ByuN. Like irradiates here on the main army. Unfortunately, that means that there won't be an irradiate when it comes to the main fight. It's a bit of a concern. Oh no, the Vipers! Oh, he gets one, he gets two. Can he get three? Yeah, missed rally here from threepoint. Bit of miscontrol. At the same time, the Ultra has arrived. The one ult? Oh god, no. No +3, the Ultra goes down. As another Ultra trickles in. Yeah, threepoint just trickling a couple units at a time, but this still might just be enough. Takes down the tank. Catches out the ByuN army. The Ultras, they just want hugs, Pappy. They swipe away. Yeah, threepoint just keeps on rallying in. Ultras towards the top side, towards the south as well. Ultras everywhere. And ByuN, he has been broken. ByuN, he went on a crazy win streak, winning 5 games in a row, but threepoint, he's here to stop him. GG gets called, and threepoint, he will bring down ByuN and become our new King of the Hill. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Threepoint, he does bring it back. Again, he was able to scout the initial opener, just winding it back a little bit. ByuN, he was quite committed to his stim timing. Remember, he went for his 3x stim, as he always does. Threepoint did shut it down completely, getting a surround on the Marines, getting some bailing connections. From there, he was able to more freely gain map control, take his third base. ByuN had a harder time setting up, but it wasn't just the initial failed 3x stim, but if you remember, ByuN followed that up with a tank push. He moved out with 3 tanks, and he got caught on siege. He got caught on siege, he lost 3 tanks real fast and real quick, and once those tanks went down, he lost control of the map, and he lost control of the game. GG. GG, well played. So some rough kind of pushes there from ByuN, both of them falling on their face. Threepoint being prepared for them, being ready, did shut them down. GG. GG, well played. With that threepoint, he is going to be our new King of the Hill, and the question becomes, who's up next? Who is up next? As threepoint, he has claimed his first win. He's claimed his first win. As we are setting up for our next game. Beautiful. Here we go. As up next is going to be the South Korean Protoss player, is going to be Prone. Yo, as we are loading into one of these maps for the first time here on the channel, let's go for the first time. We're going to be loading into Arkanoid. This is a map. Let's go. As spawning, sorry, I have to fix up the player names here. There we go. Bam. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Arkanoid, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Pink Protoss, representing among SE2 people. We have our new challenger. It is a Prome. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the new King of the Hill. Long may he reign, as he has 1 win under his belt. We'll see if he can extend that and even compare his reign to ByuN's. It is for Hyper 1, threepoint. Here we go. As we are going to be stepping into the ring here, and welcome to a pseudo island map. Oh boy, I have never casted on Arkanoid before. We've casted on, of course, on, I said near space, near so frames. Jesus, what am I thinking of? Paradox, that's it. We've casted on Paradox, we've casted on some of the other island maps, but never on Arkanoid. So I'm excited, I'm ready. As you can see, I say pseudo island map because technically these aren't islands, but there are just layers upon layers upon layers of rocks that basically island map. Now, of course, you can eventually open the map up over time by knocking down all these rocks and opening up these attack paths, but until then, you are safe and secure. On top of that, 4 base or 4 spawn locations, top right, top left, and bottom right as well. We do see that 3-point double hatch before spawning pool, a very greedy build. Now, talking about our quote-unquote islands here, we have 3 bases. We have 3 bases to each of our players here, so you can expand quite freely. Then you'd have to traverse to another corner of the map or take the center base, where we do have plenty of minerals and 4 gas geysers as well. So there's a center base, there's 3 bases yourself. I believe there are less bases than you would have on Paradox or on Neo Isles of Siren. That's what I was looking for, not Neo Steel Frames. Neo Isles of Siren, as there are only 3 bases instead of 4. So that does incentivize expanding sooner than on some of these other island maps. Meanwhile, the Overlord does scout bottom right, Overlord scouts top left, and 3-point he will find Prome. Prome should be opening up Stargate, in my mind. It does open up with his Nexus. You have to throw down his tech of choice, but Stargate would make the most sense, or at least a Sentry Base opener to figure out what's going on. But he will find the Overlord, and the positioning, the pattern, the trajectory of the Overlord tells Prome where his opponent is. So Prome, he now knows that 3-point is bottom left. So he now knows the location of 3-point. 3-point throwing down 2 more macro hatcheries as well. So getting up to a 5 hatchery setup. Still completely gasless. Being so greedy here. And Prome, he's not going Stargate. He's opening up Twilight Council. Okay. Interesting. So Twilight Council opener out of Prome. I'm curious to see how this does play out. Very curious. Catching him with the chat. If I understood this correctly, this mod that takes StarCraft 1 factions and puts them into StarCraft 2 and make them fight against StarCraft 2 factions. Yes, so this is a mod that does bring in the Brood War races. So as you can see here, we have Brood War Zerg. And the way this mod works is that you never get Brood War versus Brood War, you never get SC2 versus SC2. In this tournament format, it's always Brood War versus StarCraft 2. It's always that kind of dynamic, as this mod is balanced specifically for these races to interact with each other. Probes come. Yeah. I think he's referring to these rocks here. Yeah. These are full walls. These are full walls. Nehead's another caster, asking about that. Oh, these are not full HP. Oh, interesting. These are not full HP rocks. Okay. So the second layer of rocks are starting in at half health. Interesting. So you can already see Prome, he's knocking down those rocks. He's pushing towards his opponent. Likewise, going into a charge all-in. I mean, true, like, this is something that you cannot really do on island maps, but again, this is a pseudo island map. So the rocks are being knocked down, the path is being opened up, and we're going for a massive 2-base charge all in. How many gates? 8 gates. 8 gateways here for Prome. I mean, he is warping in on the front lines, knocking down those rocks. 3-point, has he been too greedy? 3-point, what does he have to defend? He has purely Link. So pure Link to defend. No Hydras. Uh-oh. As we can see, Prome trying to work his way through, warping in some sentries for force fields, and just straight up 2-base all in. Straight up 2-base all in here from Prome. 8 gateways. Alas, he still has to work through those rocks. Spine crawlers on the way. I should say sunken colonies. So colonies are morphing in. 3-point is getting ready. He's getting ready for the defense. Technically, we could see Prome try to rotate, but it's going to take so long to break down these rocks and to rotate. And the sunken colonies, they're done. They're done in time. Links, they flood in. They get us around, they get 1, they get 2 zealots. 2 zealots already go down. Oh, sorry, they get picked up. Oh, no, 1 gets caught. 1 does get caught out. And Prome, he's transitioning. Gases are being taken, and Temple Archives on the way. Prome is switching up into Storm, into Archons. And this push has failed. This push has failed. Prome, he doesn't believe he can break this location. I don't believe he can break this location. And this is a rough position for Prome. Ay. Now going for the Forge, now going for the 3rd expansion. Again, late expansions, late tech, everything is late here for Prome, and the greed of 3-point, he's gone away with it. He's gone away with all these droning, with all these bases, with all the saturation. Now he's taking up into his own lair, into Hydra-tech. I say Hydras could go into Mutas, true. There's no Hydrogen, so it looks like Spire play out of 3-point. Just now taking his gases. Hallucination does confirm the timing of the lair, and does confirm the lack of Hydrogen. So seeing no Hydrogen screams Spire. So Prome should be somewhat aware. The problem here is that, again, he has no Blink Stalkers. He has pure charge slots. And there it is. The Spire is on the way, as we did mention. Prome, the only anti-air he has are going to be Sentries and Storm. And I guess some Archons. Overlord Speed is on the way. Potential Drop Lord play. True. The Brood War versus Brood War matches are hype. They are hype. I will say that. It's not necessarily balanced for Brood War versus Brood War, but they are very exciting whenever they happen during Kung Fu Cups. I would agree. As Prome, he is stuck here. Like, again, Prome cannot push in. He cannot push into this. No, without Storm. Storm is now done. But Rox is still being knocked down. Shout out to Nighthead. Again, he hasn't cast as much of this. But it looks like he's asking for more specifics. We have Sun Colonies here on the right hand side as well. Are being knocked down. Storm coming in. We have 12 meters on the way. Okay. So it's not additive, is what Hype 1 is explaining. Oh my god. Calm down. Calm down. Yeah, he's saying it's not additive. I think Nighthead was asking because they do different damage to either shield-based units or armored-based units. Mutas are revealed. I mean, now Prome is at least aware. He's going for a Stargate, but again, he has such limited anti-air. Mutas, they can just go across the map. They can just wreak havoc, and they will. Here we go. Mutas, they move out. We have the Queen's Nest on the way. Mutas hit the mineral line. They can go for the High Templar as well. Oof. Forcing out the Archon. Prome, he's racing back home to defend. And 3-point, he still has potential here in the other mineral lines and the other bases. Does move out. Remember, there's no blink. Is no blink. We do have double Stargate, double Phoenix production on the way. Getting to Phoenixes. The main base is still exposed, by the way. Doesn't make his way into the main. But now massing up more Lings. I love the model of the Lings as well. Shout out to the Broodor model here. Now we cannot push through this. He cannot get into this. Calm down, Bobby. Calm down. 3-point. He can't fight in the open though. Yeah, gets us around, shuts down the Zealots. Oof. Storm does connect. Ling's going for the High Templar. But again, this choke point is inaccessible. Alas, instead, Hive. Now with the Queen's Nest going into the Hive. With said Hive, we can gain access to the Defiler Nest, or sorry, the Defiler Mound. Getting into Defiler tech. With that, you can go for Dark Swarm, and you can try to Dark Swarm your way through this. Otherwise, we can go into Guardians. I mean, that would make the most sense. So Hive into Greater Spire into Guardian tech. As a reminder, for those who are unaware, Mutas, kind of like how Corruptors can morph into Broodlords, Mutas can morph into Guardians, which is the Broodlord equivalent in Brood War. There are Phoenixes, true. That is something to bear in mind. As Mutas have to respect the Phoenixes. Scourge coming in on him! Scourge, they do come in. No connections. Quick reaction by Prome. He does avoid them. Whew. Again, they are Banelings of the Sky. You have to be very careful. 3-point with the attempted bait. Calm down, Pappy. Calm down. That was terrifying. As 3-point pulls away, going for not the Defiler Mounds, not for the Greater Spire, going into Ultras. Interesting. I mean, Ultras, I guess, are a way to brute force your way through this. Not going to be easy. As we do see 3-point opening up other attack paths. Scourge, more Scourge on the way. Oh, No, no, Prome. He doesn't see. He doesn't see. No, Prome. He doesn't have any vision. He has no spot of pylon. Oh, no. He does not see this. Halassus is out of position. Lings, they flood into the main. No stack defense. The main base is under fire. And probes are going to be going down. Going for the forge even. So probes going to be falling. Going for the forge. Mutas, they will clean up. They will be cleaned up. But they've done their job. And we have 9 ultras on the way. Down goes the forge plus Freeze the Night. Down goes the Temple Archives. Denying any more High Templar. Lings, they do flood in towards the natural. Not getting too much done here. And again, Frame, he will defend, but he lost 20 probes. 20 workers went down, and we have more reinforcements on the way. We have more Lings, and we have 13 ultras. 13! That's a lot of ultras. Ay, ay, ay. As a reminder, again, 3-point has been expanding. He's been expanding here on the right-hand side. Did go into drop lords to drop one over. Oh, no, sorry, my apologies. He did break through these rocks. So 3-point just taking more bases, has a greater economy. Mutas, they will get across the map. They're going for the overlords. No anti-air. True. No anti-air. So the Phoenixes, they are getting damage done. Do have some sunken colonies on the way. Sunken colonies, they do finish. Meanwhile, the ultras move out. So 3-point is getting heavily supply blocked as every overlord is falling. But at this point, it may not matter. What is the answer to the ultras? What do we have to defend? We have charge lots. We have charge lots and mainly charge lots. We have Storm. Storm's going to be tickling the ultras. There's no immortals. There's no sky toss. Lings, they flood in. They go for the natural. All the tech is just falling down. It's burning. It's crumbling. And alas, he has to respond here to the ultras. Now, it's only one ultra in the main. Fun fact, the other ultras are still chilling. Like, they did not move out. As, I mean, he doesn't even need them. The main base goes down. The natural mineral line goes down as well. 24 probe kills, and now here come the ultras. They're waddling in. They run into a wall of zealots. They'll break through eventually. They're chunky boys. They'll get there. At the same time, Scourge are amassing. Yeah, they can just go the other way. Yeah, there we go. They'll just go the long way around. Scourge are building up. Ultras, they're so big. Massive. Jesus. And they will shut this down. They clean up all the charge lots. And 3-point heals are going to be overwhelming. Lings, they slip into the mineral lines as well. There's barely a standing army left. As he tries to respond, Scourge, they shut down the prism. They're going for the Phoenix. Oh no, the Phoenixes! Oh, he connects. Yeah, it does connect. Takes down 2 of the Phoenixes. Takes down all 3. GG gets called, and 3-point will overwhelm. 3-point takes the game and maintains himself on top of the hill. GG. GG. Whew. Oh my god. GG, well played. I can't believe I missed Light's first reaction to Arkanoid, mate. It was crazy. Ay, ay, ay. Was crazy. Just catching with that. GG, well played. In the end, 3-point will claim it. Again, a pseudo island map. Pseudo island. Surprised it didn't go Oracle. I mean, an Oracle or Stargate opener would make more sense on an island map. I do really love that Prone went for a 2-base all-in the way that he did, just because it's a very unique build that does work on a map like this, where it's not quite an island map because you can knock down those rocks and still pull that off. Unfortunately, it was scouted, right? Unfortunately, 3-point he saw it ahead of time. He was able to set up a field of sunken colonies, and he just completely shut down any form of aggression. And Prome fell behind. Winding it back, just to reiterate, Prome, it was 2-base all-in, so because the 2-base all-in failed, he struggled and he was late to get a 3rd base, to tech up, to transition out of it. Prome was in a rough position after the failed push. Unfortunately, it was just a really rough position for him to be in. You could argue that maybe he could have tried to have broken down other rocks and gone the long way around. Because that takes so long, if 3-point notices, he can also set up more sunken colonies at the other bases, so it does seem quite difficult to pull off if it gets scattered. If it goes unscattered, then there's potential. I say unscattered because if you remember, there are rocks in between the bases, and we saw that successfully 3-point did actually sneak by. He was able to break down those rocks and sneak into the bases, so there are multiple angles of attack, there are multiple entrances, so you can maybe try to catch your opponent off guard by going for some of the other openings. or some of the other rocks. But regardless, GG well played. 3-point, he does take it. And with that, we're getting ready for our next game. Whew, here we go. We need this map on the SE2 ladder. I mean, in general, this is one of the things that I appreciate most about StarCraft Evolution, and even about Kung Fu Cup as well, is that we're able to showcase some of these Brood War maps, and you can see just how much more freedom they have when it comes to island bases, pseudo-island bases, choke points, just in general. Like, there's a lot more unique features and a lot more drastic changes, and yeah, they do feel a lot more diverse. I think that's maybe the best way of putting it. The Brood War map pools feel a lot more diverse when it comes to what they bring to the table. They feel a little bit less standardized, a little bit. But the reason why I say this is why I appreciate Kung Fu Cup is because specifically Kung Fu Cup is the only tournament that allows SE2 versus SE2 to happen on Brood War maps, and that's some of my favorite matches and favorite parts of Kung Fu Cup is SE2 versus SE2 on Brood War maps, and also Brood War versus Brood War on SE2 maps. Like those are like some of my favorite things about covering Kung Fu Cup whenever we cast it. It's always a lot of fun to see that. The pants weren't down, they were in the washing machine. They're not even dry, papi. Ah, they're all wet. Oh no. Let's go. Go. Is the ultra size modified for balance? Because I thought in StarCraft Brood War they were smaller. They look more SE2 size. As HonMonO explained, yes, they are larger here. As a reminder, this, for those that may be watching this for the first time, this is not a direct port of Brood War. Specifically, I mean, it was directly ported and then it was adjusted and balanced. So this mod is specifically worked on and balanced and adjusted. We go over it during the podcast, but almost every week there's like adjustments and patches to the mod. Of course, as the team works on it, balances it to make sure it's as balanced as possible, or working towards that in this competitive aspect, right? As there are a lot of tournaments, a lot of competitions involving StarCraft Evolution. So it is actively being patched. I should also emphasize that whenever there's a patch, whenever there's a change to the game, they specifically only adjust and they only balance the Brood War side of the races. They do not touch the SE2. Like SE2 is that is remained the same. The SE2 races in the base game and in this mod as well. That is kept the same. Just as heads up. But here we go. We're jumping into our next game. Oh. A little bit premature here. We're jumping into our next game. We have our next challenger. We do have a revive, actually. We have a revival. It is going to be the Taiwanese Protoss player stepping back into the ring. Here we go. Oh. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Death Valley, once again for the third time tonight, we have our South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing among SE2 people. It is 3-point. The current king of the hill with 2 wins under his belt, and spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have the Brood War Protoss player from the land of Taiwan. It is Starat. Let's go. Fun base, not balance base. No, this is specifically adjusted for balance. So it's important to bear that in mind. That the patch, also that the mod is actively being worked upon. Meanwhile, we do have let's go. We do have the initial hatch block coming in, going for the eBay block as well. Sorry, Evo chamber block, I should say. Here across the map. Meanwhile, we do see Start opening up with a gate forge into Macro Cannon Rush. Let's go. So we'll be opening up defensively back at home. This is a bit of an older school build to set up cannons defensively and I guess offensively as well. Pylon gets thrown down and the cannon rush is upon us. Now, because the initial gateway here, this is designed to expand. This is designed to deny the expansion here of the opponent and expand back at home. As here comes that Cyber Core. This is not meant to kill. Unlike a certain organization that handles S2 balance. Oh, you mean Hyper 1? Yes, yes. I also blame Hyper 1 for maps like Maganatha as well. I agree, random in the chat. Aye, aye, aye. As the cannon rush is upon us. Setting up a zoning back, does force a cancel, not bad. So far, successful cannon rush. From here, we should cancel. We shouldn't invest too hard into these pylons and cannons, bearing in mind that Star does intend to expand. And yeah, there it is. He does let the pylon finish. From here, 3-point, he can expand elsewhere. And the second cannon also completes. So this is a bit of a bigger investment here from Starat, letting these buildings finish. 3-point, he is forced to expand elsewhere. And Starat back at home does throw down the Robo. Robo before Nexus. Okay. And he's setting up for a second cannon rush. Now, the problem with this second cannon rush here is that by this point, the spawning pool is done. Spawning pool is complete, Lings are on the way. There's a lower chance that this second cannon rush finishes, which is why typically we would be going for a faster Nexus and a faster transition out of this. As the pylon will complete. Overlord is moving into scouts. Cannons on the way. And this I'm less fond of here for Starat. Here we go. As it is moving in. Hey, Hyper 1 in the chat, be careful, bye, be careful. If you want to cry, cry somewhere else. So far, the Zelda is going to be shut down. So far, the cannons do finish. We just... I'll be honest, I did forget about these mineral walls, so because of that, the army actually can't get in. He's locked out, Bap. He's locked out of his own natural. The hatchery under fire. As he does collapse here on the army. Regardless of cannons, they should be focused down. Yeah, 3-point, he will defend. Takes down the cannons, takes down one, takes down the other. Okay, he will hold. He will hold regardless. The base does get low, but he does expand. Does hold on to his natural, and the game from here will continue. With the initial Robo Opener going for the Reaver Drop. Reaver Drop is on the way. The Reavers are coming in. Likewise, checking the vision here, 3-point. He is unaware of the Robo. He's not fully aware of what's going on. I say that Link Scout does confirm. Yeah, 3-point does spot the shuttle. Does spot the shuttle moving out. 3-point getting ready back at home. Setting up here into the main. Meanwhile, 2-base Lair, 2-base Muta at a 3-point. Let's go. Okay. Going to 2-base Muta. Shuttle drops in. Shot goes off. Oh no! No! He blocks himself off! No! The Dragoon! Oh, that was unfortunate. Ay, ay, ay. There was so much potential as well. As you saw there, the Scarab Shot is a physical, it has like physical properties to it. Was trying to get into the middle line, but it was blocked by the Dragoon. Not like this. Not like this. Feels Dragoon, man. Get out of the way. With that, so this Scarab Shot doesn't really get much damage. With that 3-point, he does defend, and he holds. He does hold on. The Dragoon is too thick, Pat. He's too thick. Nice shot on the Lings, but despite that, yeah, 3-point he will break out. We have more Zealots rallying across the map. They're power walking in. So at least the army does survive, keeps Reaver alive. Behind this, of course, 3-point still droning, still saturating. Building up on 2 bases. And the Muta production has yet to really get underway. There we go. We have 4 Mutas in production. Checking the vision start. He did see the Spire. He is aware. Somewhat aware, at least. Back at him, still just working on charge. Going for the kill. Moving up the ramp, out into the open. One queen goes down. Lings, they collapse on the army. Oh, brutal shots going off though. And Lings, they get annihilated. Queens under fire as well. And Starrat, he breaks the main. He breaks on in, taking down the queens. Oh, shuttle goes down. And the queens are falling, yes, but how much economic damage? As he's trying to make his way into the mineral lines. But the shuttles, sorry, the reavers are so slow. Yeah, they do not get in. Reavers go down. Zealots, they are wreaking havoc. They get 2 drone kills so far, but the mutants, they will clean everything up. 3-point holds. 3-point he holds, he defends. Kings up all the charge lots. Back at home, Starrat, he's on a comfortable 2-base economy. He does have a higher probe count, not looking too bad whatsoever. But now switching into Dragoons and switching into the Stargate. From here, we can get into Corsair production. But for now, Starrat, he's stuck at home. He's stuck at home, stuck defending. Mutants have arrived. There's going to be 9 mutants so far. Getting up to 11. Getting up to 11 meters. Oh, getting into the mineral line. Likewise popping off. Last Dragoons, oh, out of position. Yeah, Dragoons out of position. Mutants, they do get some more worker kills. Last, I mean, Dragoons are so mobile here, and if they're not left in, they're not left at home, it's gonna be another 10 probe kills. Ay, ay, ay. 10 workers going down. Main base is more exposed. 3-point, despite having a bit of a rougher defense here, he's doing well for himself. He's doing well. Bouncing back. Massing out more mutants. Going for the going for the assimilators. Calm down. And so far, Starrat, he's holding. For the most part, he's preserving himself. I say that to his entire Dragoon army here in the main. The only cannons here at the natural. Once again, Starrat out of position. Mutants, they don't go for the mineral line though. They go for the cannon. Cannon goes down. Behind this 3-point has been droning. He's been droning, saturating, claiming a 3rd base. Maintaining map control. Starrat just now finishing up his own Dragoon range. And he somewhat splits up his army. Behind this, going into Storm, going to Temple Archives. Once again, the assimilator is under fire. 3-point being cheeky. So far, Starrat, he is contained for the time being, but once he gets a high enough Corsair count, he can try to commit. Likewise, once he gets into Storm, assuming he does. Meanwhile, Ling's coming to reinforce. Do have a Roach Warren thrown down. So going to be Ling muted for the time being, collapsing here on the Dragoons. Where's the splash damage? Yeah, without Storm, without Reavers, the Dragoons, they are going to be going down. Lings, they tank well. Corsair's now coming in. Oof. Shutting down the mutas. Link said he picked off. Mutas have to back off. And we start. He had a stronger start to the game, and for now he is somewhat maintaining himself. But 3-point is catching up. He's catching up. At one point, Starrat, he had like almost a 20 worker lead. More like 15. But then it lost probes, and it was contained. 3-point is recovering. Oh, as we are. Oh, but the cannons are still there. Cannons still in position. Going to be cutting Corsairs up 4. Just 4 Corsairs. Storm is halfway done. I feel like once Storm finishes Starrat, he can push. He can like start being active, start moving out. Now Corsairs, they do zone. We see 3-point is done with Mutas. He's switching out into Roach Hydra. Again, at this point, there's just so much anti-air. And here comes the push. Here comes the move out. I think a Storm is done in 15 seconds. Starrat needs a little bit more time to finish up that Storm. Oh. Likewise, catches the Corsairs. Nice catch. Getting one. One Corsair goes down. Likewise, Starat moving in. Where are the Storms? Where are the High Templar, by the way? He does push forward, but again, fighting with only a portion of his army. Yeah, High Templar, they're actually back at home. They're lagging behind. Risky. Very risky fighting without his Storms. As he does clean out most of those Lings, does kite back. He's kiting well. Here come the Storms. And nice Storms on the Roaches. As High Templar, they're trickling in. Yeah, Start, he has momentum. He needs one more Storm. Oof. Yeah, his mutas are going to be cleaned up, and the Roaches, they cannot hold their own, not against the Storm. Storm does, oh good. Storm does, it does break through, bit of friendly fire. Another Storm on the Roaches. Alas, Start, he's running out his team a little bit here. A lot of Dragoons are going down, they're being targeted. But he kites well, takes down the mineral line, drones are falling. And we have another Storm. Oh, just barely. Oh my god. Just barely one more Storm. And another comes in. Once again, Roaches, they wander into the Storm. Roaches, they just get shut down. These Storms, they hit different, Pappy. They hit different. These not SE2 Storms, and GG gets called. Starat, he comes out on top, takes down 3-point, and Starat, he will become our new King of the Hill. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Impressive play there by Starat. Again, Starat, he did have a lead. He was in a more comfortable position. He had more workers. He had a stronger 2-base economy setup. And then the mutas, right? Then the mutas, they hit the field. Unfortunately, Starat, he wasn't quite ready for them. And the mutas, they got, what, over 12 worker kills across the map. They did so much damage with that 3-point. He recovered. 3-point, he should have been down and out in that game, but the mutas allowed him to recover. Alas, despite that, we saw that it was not enough here to really stop Starat. Starat was still able to maintain a 3rd base. He got into Storm. It was a bit of a shaky assault, but Starat, he still maintained that lead from the early game and still snowballed out of control. GG. GG, well played. On top of that, it was also on 3-point. If you remember, 3-point, he was investing a lot of resources elsewhere. He was investing into a Hydroden, into other upgrades, not necessarily focusing on his Roach Ravager. Didn't even have any Ravagers, just Roaches and Lings trickling in. So he was caught with his pants down. At 3-point, he was still taking and transitioning further on, and he wasn't quite ready for the push then and there. GG. GG, well played. With that, Starat, he does claim the win. And now we're getting ready for our next matchup. We're getting ready here for our next series. We have a new King of the Hill coming out of left field. Starat, he is our new king. And we'll see if he can maintain that crown here, as I believe we're going to be stepping into a PvP between Starat and someone who's been casting Starat versus Naihead. Let's go. Naihead? Naihead? Let's go. The PvP is upon us. We have... wait, let's go! Once again, we're loading into Arkanoid. Oh boy. I'm ready. I'm ready, Pappy. I'm ready. Let's go. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, sorry, top right hand corner here of Arkanoid, we have the purple Protoss player. We have the purple Protoss himself, our new challenger. It is Naihead. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Protoss player, the brutal Protoss, the current reigning King of the Hill. It is Starat. Here we go. As we are going to be settling in once again into Arkanoid, a pseudo island map. What do we have here? We have 3 bases. We have 3 bases here for each of our players. We have a natural, we have a 3rd base as well in each corner of the map. It is a 4-player small map, and we are completely cut off with all these rocks. We have rocks everywhere, Pappy. Rocks all over the place. But I will say that things are going to be a little bit different this time, I feel. When it comes to Protoss here, especially SE2 Protoss, I feel like there are options, right? There are options to be aggressive, options to be active, not just with Stargate openers, but with Robo openers as well, with Warp Prisms, with Drop Play. There are ways, I feel, for the SE2 Protoss to be more active and more assertive and more aggressive. The Brutal Protoss, less so. The Brutal Protoss has less mobility, and it's going to be a little bit more one-note, unless they also go into Skytoss. True, they can attempt to. We'll see. We shall see. Cybercores are on the way. We have Nexus first out of our purple Protoss, rushing into the faster base. Oh, right, sorry, so the Starats. So fast Nexus here from our red Protoss player, getting into our 2-base setups. And we'll see if this does lead into Sky Toss, if it leads into something different. Again, I was pleasantly surprised to see last time a charge all-in on Arkanoid. Do we see that again? Do we see something different? Let's go. Here we go. These are Stalkers or Dragoons? Dragoons, Pappy, Dragoons. Ah. Against SC2 Terran. What brutal race? Probably Terran, I think. I think I've seen TBT, I think, be most competitive from the Brood War side. More so than Brood War Protoss and more so than Brood War Zerg. I think I would say TBT. I might be maybe giving too much credence to, because we do cast a lot of, like, I don't know, it's like ByuN, Spirit, Brathok, for example, HonMonO, Quanta. We have experienced a lot of TBTs, and I feel like SC2 Terran versus Brutal Terran looks the most competitive to me, at least. At least, you know, we haven't seen the latest patch come into play yet, and how things have changed and adjusted. For those that are curious, we did have a patch, I want to say last week, which did buff Brutal Zerg. Brutal Zerg in general, the base units, the Lings and the Hydras were improved and were buffed, just because, again, the developers or the people working behind the scenes did notice that Brutal Zerg was a lot weaker. So there was a significant buff to it, but that is not applicable to this tournament, not to this one. And I haven't really seen it come into play yet. Like, I haven't seen the most recent StarCraft Evolution matches. We will do so this weekend. This weekend is going to be SEL. For now though, we are going to be settling in. Do have our initial setups here, and we have Mass Stargate on the way, so it's going to be Sky Toss. Let's go. We have our Phoenix opener here out of Kneehead. Sorry, just a little bit distracted. And we do have our attempted Mass Stargate out of Start as well, going into Scouts. So we have Mass Scout initially. Now, Scouts actually have really good anti-air damage. They don't have any splash damage. That's where the Corsair comes into play, as I would imagine a more supportive unit, as Phoenixes do build up. But early on, when it comes to a lower amount of units, that's where Scouts, they do overwhelm. Or at least they can. That's when they thrive. There we go. Corsair now on the way. So we have the initial Scouts here to hold the line. Now getting to Corsairs. Behind this, also going to charge. Interesting. So going Mass Corsair into Zealot Legs. Meanwhile, we have more Stargates on the way from our SE2 Protoss player, going into Mass Phoenix. As we get into this, a big shout out to Ryan Victor's in the chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great, I'm assuming, ladder session. Hope you had a great time, and welcome. Welcome, one and all. We are covering... Oh, my apologies. I should clear that up. There we go. We are covering a tournament here, StarCraft Evolution. Not specifically StarCraft 2. It's StarCraft 2 versus Brood War. As we're nearing some of the final matches here. So it gets dropped in. We have our fleet beacon on the way. That should be for Phoenix range. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the donation in the chat. Thanks so much for the tip. We don't often get many donations, but I do appreciate it. MW1832 for the $6.90. Thank you. Thank you. Do appreciate it. As we're still going Mass Phoenix from the side of Kneehead. Likewise, Starats still going into Mass, or a mixture of Corsair as well as Scouts. Now, we did see the Citadel of Adun earlier. I assumed it was going to be for Zealot Legs. My apologies. It's going to be for, instead, Archon Production and Storm, which will be a really good way to support the army. Going into Archons, going into High Templar and Storm. So Temple Archives on the way. Meanwhile, Scouts, they do get into the mineral line. They do shoot down. Likewise, Corsairs, they hit a zone. Phoenixes, they're prone to stack. Oh my god, they're prone to stacking. And the Corsairs, they will shut this down. Massive shots going off. Phoenixes have to pull away. Again, they have to pre-split. They have to spread out. It's such a different dynamic. So in SE2 Phoenix Wars, you have to stack your Phoenixes. Here, if you stack, you die. You cannot stack your Phoenixes. Void Rays are on the way. The mineral line goes down, and Starat, he will dominate this base. Oh my god. And once again, Corsairs, they punish. 16 workers going down. Oh god. Don't stack, papi, don't stack. For those that are curious, Corsairs do splash damage. Like, the Corsair does anti-air splash damage. So you cannot stack against them. I mean, you can, but... I mean, we see what happens here. Oof. As Void Ray moves in, the Void Rays are going to be targeted down. Again, remember, we have a mixture of Corsairs and Scouts. Oh my god. Yeah, the Phoenixes, they do nothing here. They get completely shut down. And with that, the Sky Brood War Protoss player, the Skytoss from the Brood War player will overwhelm. Yeah, shuts down the base, shuts down the mineral line. Yeah, Phoenixes trickling in. Oh my god. Yeah, and there's just nothing left. There's just nothing here. Behind this, we have DTs on the way. Again, we did go for the overall Temple Archives. Now to Fleet Beacon. GG gets called, and Starat, he will shut down Nihed. He will take the game and maintain himself as the King of the Hill. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, it's definitely a new dynamic that you have to get used to. So winding it back a little bit here, when it comes to StarCraft 2 versus StarCraft 2, when it comes to Phoenix Wars or Skytoss versus Skytoss, it's such a different dynamic, and you have to like change your muscle memory, I would imagine. So in Phoenix Wars, it is so important to stack. It is so crucial to stack your Phoenixes because it allows all your Phoenixes to attack at the same time. And if you spread for a fight, then half your Phoenixes won't even attack. They won't even get their shots off, and you waste damage, you waste DPS, and you get overwhelmed, and you can just lose the fight then and there. Here, with SE2 versus Brood War, again, stacking Phoenixes will get you killed because of all the Corsairs. Now, something that I do know is that it's certain units like Corsairs and Valkyries are very similar. They do so much splash damage, or AoE splash damage anti-air-wise. I know that some of the numbers have been adjusted in the most recent patch to lower that a little bit. Still, overall, if you have Mass Corsair, it'll still do a lot of damage, but it'll take a little bit longer to scale up in that sense. But clearly in PvP, I feel like Mass Phoenix is not the answer here. I feel like that's not something you can easily pull off against the Brood War Skytoss. So, yeah, interesting dynamic once again, though. It's possible that you might have more success. We saw attempted Void Ray transition out of Nihed. It's possible that going Void Rays to begin with might be a better solution, or even just abandoning Skytoss and going into Blink Stalkers. Remember, this is a pseudo island map. There are a lot of rocks. You can knock down the second layer. You can still blink from base to base. Possible that maybe going into Blink Stalker play would be better, specifically in PvP on Arkanoid. That's possible. As Corsairs don't shoot down. They don't shoot down. Scouts do, but Scouts anti-ground damage is not amazing. It's okay, but you know what it otherwise could be. Regardless, GG well played with that start. He will claim another win. He is up 2-0 with 2 wins under his belt, and we are now getting ready for the final series, for the final best of 1. 1 match left here. Let's go. As we're getting into a PvZ. As it looks like we have another revive. Greenert, he steps back into the ring. Let's go. He needs to get dumpster. I despise that better. It's possible that it's possible that, again, like, Phoenix play might just not be too viable in PvP in this game mode. But for now, we're stepping in. We're stepping in and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner. We have the Canadian Zerg player. I say Zerg, random. The Canadian random player rolling and landing on Zerg. The teal player for Born Gosu. It is Greenert. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Brood War Protoss player for the land of Taiwan. It is Starat. The current King of the Hill with 2 wins under his belt. He took down threepoint, he took down Nihed, and now he's up against Greenert. Let's go. As a reminder, Greenert did pick random, so Starat is not actually aware of what race is up against. You see Greenert going hatch first. Does open up hatch first here. So initial hatch gas pool. Likewise, Starat's going for his own gate expand as well. We're settling in. As a reminder, this is a 4-player spawn map. 4-player spawn, we have bottom left, bottom right, top right, and top left as well. Greenert moving in with his Overlord Scout. With said Overlord, he will confirm the location of Starat. Likewise, Starat, he does go for the vertical scout first, so he will find Greenert almost immediately. We'll find him, we'll come across him. So here we go. Greenert, he does confirm. Likewise, so does Star. So both players, they immediately scout each other. And it is going to be close spawns. Close spawns, vertical at least, to each other. Aggression can be more favored here as opposed to cross spawns, diagonal spawns, I mean. As the probe does get eyes on what's going on. Still just hatch gas pool, nothing crazy, nothing wild. Ooh, Stargate opener out of Starat, a rare sight in PvZ. Okay. Going for the Stargate. Now, this has been relatively, I say recently, I guess a couple of months ago, it was improved with the buffs to the Scout. Basically, Scout's anti-ground damage was increased to allow it to be a better harassing unit early on. Not quite as powerful as an Oracle opener, but, you know, it has some uses nonetheless when it comes to protecting and defending against Lings and also harassing across the map. Greenert, he's not droning. He's not droning, he's making more Lings. Link speed is on the way. Lings are moving out. Greenert, he might just commit to an all-in here. He's making more. He's making more Lings. He's just straight up Link flooding. He's just going for the Link flood. He pulls out a gas. Probe does scout. Lack of workers. Lack of saturation. Start. He should have an idea. Zelda getting in position. Despite that, Greenert does rush past into the main. Gets us around. Nice pickup. Surround Zealot, gets off one. Zealot goes down. Likewise, more Lings are flooding in. And I mean, Starat, he's getting caught with his pants down. He's trying to fully wall off. He's trying to get that full wall going. Link speed still not done. The wall's not a wall. Yeah, the wall is still open. Oh no, he's trying to, but there's still a hole. There's still a gap. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there's still a gap. Lings, they keep flooding in. Zelda going down. The Scouts will tickle these Lings. It will get some damage done, don't get me wrong. But the wall is going to be broken. The Natural's under fire. And we're still just flooding Lings. We're still just mass Link flooding here. Rushing on in. Again, Star, he scouted this. He saw it. He saw it coming ahead of time, but he had no strong reaction to it. As Lings get into the mineral line. Boys being pulled away. And this might just be it. This might just be it here. Greener's coming out of left field with the Link flood. Despite the impressive plays that we've seen from Starat. Against 3-point and against Kneehead. What does that mean against a Link flood? As unfortunately, it looks like Starat didn't recognize what he scouted. As a reminder, he did see lack of saturation. He saw lack of drones. He saw more Lings piling out, but he did not wall off. And it is unfortunate he didn't open Scouts, because again, the Scout, just the anti-air damage, just, yeah, it's not going to keep up. GG gets called. Greenert, he will overwhelm. He will cheese the hell out of Starat. And Greenert will be the final King of the Hill. GG. GG, well played, Greenert. He will claim that final win. He will win it all here towards the end. Congratulations to Greenert, and a shout out to all the other competitors we had here tonight. Again, ByuN, he went on a crazy win streak earlier in the broadcast. ByuN, if you recall, he was able to take down, 5 players in a row. It was crazy, the win streak that he had gone on. He was eventually brought down by 3-point. 3-point had a very nice response and a very nice reaction to the initial build of his opponent, of ByuN, of shutting down the initial 3-vax. Hold on, I got you covered. As we can show off the bracket and catch up on what's been going on. Let's go. Let us go. We have the technology. bit. Beautiful. Okay, so here we go. We have our bracket here. We have our 10 matches. So ByuN, he started things off with a win here over ReBellioN. He took down ReBellioN, took down Starat, Nihed alongside Greenert and HonMonO. 5 wins in a row was crazy. ByuN, he went on a crazy win streak, taking down player after player after player. Again, heavily relying on his 3x sim timing, and then threepoint stepped in. Then threepoint, he did step into the ring. He was able to shut down ByuN, able to claim the win and stop his win streak from getting out of hand, at least too far out of hand. It was an impressive game there by threepoint. I would say maybe even the highlight series of the night. I mean, I really did enjoy the Arkanoid maps. True. The Arkanoid games were a lot of fun. So that's the Arkanoid games are going to be near and dear to my heart, at least. But for the most part, threepoint, he does shut down ByuN. He goes on a short win streak, taking down Chrome as well. That was on Arkanoid, and then Starat, he did come out of left field. He had an impressive performance here over on Death Valley. On Death Valley, Starat, he was able to cripple threepoint early on. He was able to keep up for the most part against the mutas, and then catch threepoint teching on Death Valley. That led into Starat versus Nihed, and of course the final game where he just got link flooded, Greenert as the final king of the hill, the most unlikely of kings of the hill. GG well played. Congratulations to Greenert for winning towards the end, and a shout out to all of our kings as well. Shout out to Starat, threepoint, and ByuN as well. GG well played, as this was our monthly SEL King of the Hill, and we have some more StarCraft Evolution on the horizon here, catching up with our schedule. You can see before you, we just wrapped up with our Friday morning broadcast. Tomorrow we're going to be live with Fire Cup, the playoffs in the morning. That's going to be our morning 9 AM coverage cast, and in the evening we have StarCraft Evolution League as well. And this will be on the latest patch. This will be with all the most recent changes, with all the adaptations, with everything coming at you fresh here and now. I believe for the first time. I think this is going to be the first event outside of Kung Fu Cup, featuring the new patch. It is going to be StarCraft Evolution League number 10. So number 10, that's going to be tomorrow evening. Likewise, we have, as just mentioned, Kung Fu Cup. We have Kung Fu Cup, StarCraft Evolution Sunday as well. So 3 days straight of StarCraft Evolution. Do look forward to it. I'm sure it's going to be a blast. We also have Sparkling Tuna Cup as well Sunday evening alongside that. So plenty of content, plenty of coverage on the horizon. Plenty of StarCraft and StarCraft Evolution to come here on the channel on CranKy Ducklings. Let's go, baby. Let's go. So do look forward to it. It's catching up. ByuN got, yeah, ByuN, he popped off. He was crazy. Let's go. But look forward to the event tomorrow, just because some of the feature changes that I'm willing to bring up here. First things first is that stim build, the 3x stim timing of ByuN is going to be nerfed once again coming into that tournament. It is going to be a little bit less effective. I believe stim is going to have a higher research time. Medics, I believe, have been reduced once again in their effectiveness. Firebats are going to be a little bit less slippery, and it's going to be a little bit more easier to micro against Firebats as well. Like, a lot of changes are going to be coming in, affecting Terran coming into tomorrow's broadcast. Another change is going to be the strength of the Corsair. I did mention earlier, specifically the strength of the AoE or the splash damage of the Corsair and the Valkyrie are going to be reduced. It's still going to be quite effective, don't get me wrong, and in high numbers it's still going to be quite effective as well, but in lower numbers less so, just because the overall base damage is going to be reduced for that splash damage. So they're going to be less of a hard counter to mutas and to Phoenixes and to Vikings and other air armies. So that's another big change. Another one, of course, is the ability to show you where your opponent spawns on 4-player spawn maps. A big change, which I'm really excited for, because it may have implications coming into SE2, and it might be an alternative kind of solution to bringing in 4-player spawn maps in StarCraft 2 as well. That is the pings. So basically, once you spawn into a 4-player spawn map, it will ping 2 locations, confirming 2 possible spawn locations of your opponent. One location won't be pinged, and basically it rules out that location. So once you step into a map like that, you will at least know one of 2 possible. You at least rule one out. You rule one out, so it becomes a little bit easier to scout and easier to figure out where your opponent is, and easier to scout an all-in as a result, an all-in or a proxy. So some big changes are coming in over the weekend, so look forward to it. Do look forward to it. Again, shout out to the Balance team working behind the scenes. Another big one is Brood War Zerg. Brood War Zerg is going to be buffed. I believe when it comes to the Hydra and the Ling, they're going to be improved and increased when it comes to their overall base damage early on. I believe the attack speed of the Zergling is going to be increased, if I recall correctly. If I recall. Or at least, no, sorry, not the attack speed, the attack rate. There we go. The attack rate is going to be reduced, which means it attacks faster. So yeah, I guess attack speed works. Here we go. But yeah, there's, I mean, I only touched on like a brief amount of changes. There's so many more. There's so many more changes. If you want to help support StarCraft Evolution, !SEL, sorry, !StarCraft SC Evo in the chat. There we go. !StarCraft Evo to help support StarCraft Evolution. There is a Patreon for Team Caprulu, so you can help support the funding and the maintenance of this mod, and of course the improvements, all the model updates as well. A lot of work gets put into this mod, and you can support it via Patreon if you wish. You want to take that extra step, if you love this mod, if you want to support it, if you want to help it grow, and even maybe have some say in certain things as well. I believe there might be some Patreon tiers that allow you to actually pick what map gets ported next. I could be mistaken, but I believe there is kind of like a way to allow for that to happen, so you can have like a bit of an influence here. If there's an old Brood War map that you did love in the past that you enjoyed, then you can also bring that to the forefront as well. I thought they had uploading custom maps disabled currently due to the lobby injection. That is true, but the changes that I'm referring to, I believe, happened before that occurred, before that lockdown happened. So I believe the changes they're still live. The most recent changes, I should say. Obviously, future changes are going to be postponed, but the changes that I'm referring to, they were applied. Yeah. Yeah, so it's all good. Thankfully, we got the changes in, man. We got them in time. But yes, in regards to like future changes, they're currently on hold. That is true. God damn it. But with that, we are not going to be wrapping up yet. So we do have another cast ready for you here, because this broadcast did end a little bit sooner, a little bit more. It was a bit of a shorter broadcast. I mean, again, you know, a bunch of best of ones, a bunch of all-ins, shorter games. It is time to go on a break, and when we come back, we will have something special for you. Hyper1 in the chat did redeem a replay cast earlier, and I don't really know what I'm stepping into. Initially, I thought I was going to be going into a jungle maze, like, into like another Jungle Maze 2 game, but that is not the case. There was a viewer redemption, a replay redeemed, and it's a game on Castle Infestation Breach. So I believe this is an FFA, including StarCraft Evolution races, and I believe this is one of the zombie maps. Oh boy. So look forward to that. If you want to see a crazy 8-player FFA with neutral creeps as well, that also influence the game, we'll be back after the break. We're going to be going on a short break. When we come back, we'll have one final game casted at 8-player FFA. Let's go. For now though, we'll see you guys in a couple of minutes. We'll see you guys soon after the break. See you soon. Bye. See you soon. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to something a little bit different, something a little bit special here. Welcome back to not your typical tournament broadcast, but a viewer replay cast. Here we go. A couple of days ago, a viewer in the chat, Hyper1, did redeem a replay for us to jump into and for us to cover. For those that are curious, if you're in the chat, if you ever have a game that you played yourself or a game that you hosted, a replay that you have available that you want us to cover, you can do so. You can do so via a system in the chat by redeeming a replay cast with your channel points. So we do have that available. If you wish to take advantage of that, you can, as we have one game. We have one game so far to jump into. Let's go. It is going to be an 8-player FFA, and this is not going to be a jungle maze map. It is going to be a castle infestation map instead. Oh boy. There's a lot to get into. We have covered these matches before during the Bingus Worlds. I know there's been like some Bingus World like monthly tournaments every now and then, and we're stepping in. We're stepping into the ring. Let's go. As spawning in the as spawning in the bottom right corner, we have our teal Terran player. We have our teal Terran player. We have our, I believe, SE2 Terran. It is Cirino. Likewise here, bottom left, we do have, oh, wait, what? Are we bugged? I think so. Wait, can I fix that? as for some reason, hold on. Yeah, never mind. The map itself looks a little bit bugged. We do have our 8 players, don't get me wrong. We have our 8 players, but hold on. I'll try to fix this. Un momento. Yeah. Hold on. I see. Okay, we'll step back in. So apparently the mod is not bugged. The map is not bugged, I should say. So apparently there are auto-generated, yeah, so I'm top right, GLHF, it's auto-generated messages in the chat and everyone is hidden. Okay, so we don't really know who everyone is, but throughout the map we do have Cosmic, we have Hyper1, we have Rage Chicken, Tonsi, we have Greenert, Mevin, Patches, and November. I know who that is. Oh, so we can kind of guess who people are. Top right, we do have, I believe, Greenert. So Greenert, he is the Brood War Terran player, top right. Likewise, it's hard to guess other people. Oh, is this Mevin? I think Mevin is the Zerg, correct? Yeah, so we have Mevin here as the Zerg. We have, likewise, top right, we do have Greenert. Meanwhile, top left, hard to say. These are a little bit more difficult to distinguish, but some of the others are a little bit more obvious. So we know who Greenert is, and we know who Mevin is. That's it. But yes, apparently the chat is auto-generated, and everyone looks to be the same person to hide who your opponents are. To hide your opponents. So a little bit of a chaotic FFA is what I will say, very chaotic. Now, when it comes to the map itself, when it comes to the game mode, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to actually determine who has like a lead in the series and who has a better like setup. But coming into this, the way this works is it Beast of the Hill. Beast of the Hill means that the center point becomes active in a couple of minutes. In 3.5 minutes time, the center base or the center location becomes active, and whoever takes control takes a point. Go. As we are setting in. Cosmic Patches top left. Okay. So we have Cosmic and Patches up here, top left. Cosmic would be the Protoss, and Patches would be the Terran player. Okay. So Cosmic and Patches top left, and bottom right we have. Sorry, bottom left is Mevin and random Hyper One. Okay. So, Hyper One and Mevin. Okay. There we go. Piecing it together. Yo, speaking of Patches, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. Hope you had a great time. And welcome, Patches. We're going to be casting Patches, actually. There we go. Where's Patches again? I think Patches is bottom right. Yeah. No, November and Tonti. Wait, which one's where is Patches? Is he here? Top left? Aye. Regardless, we're settling in. I'll be honest, it's going to be a little bit difficult to cast this. Just, I would imagine it's a little fun to play, but to cast is going to be difficult just because it's going to be difficult to determine who's actually claiming points and who has a lead and who doesn't. Feels Hunted Swarm, man. As we do have Greener stepping in. Okay, we can follow some of our players. So Greener, he does step into the ring. Does rock up with his initial bio. And so far, Greener, he has control of the point, but we're still 2 minutes away, so the point doesn't matter as much. I believe holding the point prematurely does allow you to gain resources, so minerals are being accumulated here by Greener. Are there zombies? I believe so. I believe there will be zombies here. I believe like every now and then we have waves of zombies like spawning in. They come in waves. But when it comes to the map itself, welcome to Castle Infested Breach. We do have, I believe, 4 or 5 bases to each player. This is something that I appreciate the most out of a lot of these more custom FFA maps, is that there are a lot of bases. Typically in the more standardized maps for FFA, I think in the latter, or at least, a lot of them are smaller, and there are only like maybe like 3 bases per player, but here you get 4 or 5, so you're not really fighting 4 bases early on. You're able to sustain and you're able to settle into a secure economy quite early before getting into, the swing of things and getting into all this aggression. Meanwhile, we don't really have anyone going for each other yet. Everyone's being passive, everyone is expanding. Do have Sky Toss on the way from our Protoss player in the bottom right. Likewise, we do have Ground Toss here from our bottom right. No, sorry, once again, Sky Toss. Okay. Sky Toss from our 2 Protoss players. Oh, we just see the infest. Oh no, Greener! As zombies do spawn in, Greener, he gets surrounded, he gets completely shut down. Greener. Aye. So zombies that do spawn in, and again they spawn in waves. Speaking of waves, we do see our Zerg player just fully walling up his spine crawlers. From here, I would imagine going into Muta play. Yep, Spire's on the way for Mutas, or for Sky Zerg. We'll see if he goes into like Brood Lord Rush or something crazy like that. Meanwhile, we have Bio Terran out of our bottom left Terran player. Likewise, top left we do have Bio as well. And here we have attempted Sky Toss. Oh no, a bit of a mix here. Bit of a mix from our Protoss in the top left hand corner. Likewise, Greeners is getting into mech. So I believe Greeners is the only meching player. So Greeners, the only player embracing mech. All the other Terrans are playing Bio, and most of the Protosses are going to Sky Toss. And the Zerg player is going to like Mutas. So we have a bit of a better idea of what's going on. As we have Muta production underway from our Zerg. So we are setting up. Likewise, I think this is Mevin the Terran, right? No, this is Hyper One. Okay, Hyper One is the Terran. Mevin going Mutas. Let's go. Carrier production's underway, but Hyper One is just going for the kill. He's going for the throat. Takes down the zombies, thankfully, but will go for the base itself. And Protoss player was trying to rush into carriers, but Last Mass Marine is going to be the answer to that. There's only 2 carriers. Only 2. That's nowhere near enough. That's just not enough. Interceptors, they can just be targeted down. And the Bio Army can just stim and win. Depowers of production. And already, before we really get into the game, it looks like we may lose a Protoss. Looks like one of the Protoss players is going to be shut down. Now, the reasoning for the randomized like chats, I believe, is to try to deter players calling other players out. Often in FFAs, like there's like a political game, which personally I enjoy, but basically very often players they team up, or if someone's being attacked like this, they call this out, right? They say like, hey guys, no, this person's going into Skytals, this person's going into BC, can someone stop them? Bottom left, top right. Like usually there's a lot of call outs, usually there's a lot of like people asking for assistance, asking for help. But because of the randomized chat and because of the anonymous or anonymous, I should say, names, that's not a factor. So this is a way to try to like, I guess like counteract that kind of meta of FFA. Personally, I enjoy that meta. It's always a lot of fun seeing that kind of come into play. But I guess this is to counter that sort of thing. As no one has claimed a point. No one has claimed a point. Hyper One steaming in. Catches out, and there we go. Tonsi is going to be the first player eliminated. He is defeated. So one player down. The one creator did this for a brilliant reason. I mean, I would imagine that's the purpose of this, right? I would imagine. That makes the most sense in my mind. It's like, Papi, you're using your brain. You shouldn't. No. He's just an animal. He was just pressing buttons. He didn't know what he did. Just made some code. Just sent it live. It's like, oh, okay. I see. He didn't know what it was doing. Okay. Ooh, as storms they do pop up. Oh, sorry. I assume storm. Disruption webs. Let's go. Yo, who's this? Shout out to, is this November? I did notice November getting into Corsairs earlier. Oh, November might be the Terran, actually. Is November Terran? No, Protoss. But yeah, shout out to the Disruption Webs. They're kind of like blinding clouds. Very nice support for the army. Oh no! The Corsair, I spoke too soon. One Corsair goes down. The zombies, they spawned in from the other side. And the Protoss is surrounded. Yeah, brutal surround here. The zombies, they help the Terran. It's like Warhammer 40k Chaos and like Space Marines working together. They surround the Protoss. Ay. Ooh, there's plenty more Dragoons waiting on the high ground though. Plenty of Dragoons in position. November will defend, will survive. Meanwhile, we still have Mevin going into mass muta. I don't think we've seen the mutas come into play yet. Oh, they're just banking. They're just banking up. Meanwhile, we do have mass scouts. Jesus, not what I expected when I saw Skytos here. That's a weird one. So scouts have really strong anti-air. That is true. But their anti-ground is a little bit lackluster. I guess with enough of them, I guess it doesn't matter. Question mark. It's crazy. So no carriers, just pure scouts, nothing but scout, not even supportive Corsairs, by the way. Who needs it? Pure scout back. Yeah. Meanwhile, we do have the mech from Greenert. If you recall, Greenert, he's the only player going mech. As he's going to be going down, just get the mineral line. Greenert, he tries to respond. But he doesn't have much anti-air. He has tanks and vultures. He does not shoot up. He has a science vessel for EMPs, I suppose, but that's all he really has. Goliath production has begun. We just came to the production here at this point. Greenert, he has nothing. He can't shoot up. Ay. Oh, as he rallies in the tanks, free tanks going down. Alas, some of these Goliaths, they will help. Science vessels are getting chased down. Goliaths, they pop out. Okay, science vessels, they do distract, but there's just too much. I mean, there's just not enough Goliaths here. They're being picked off one at a time. Greenert, he's going to be out of this game. At the same time, Protoss and Terran, they don't quite clash. Yeah, and there's just nothing for Greenert to do here. This entire time, he's just been building up a mech army that can't deal with this. He didn't know, Bab, he didn't know. Meanwhile, so far, only one player has gotten a point. November moving in with a pretty decent army. Has Storm. Actual Storm this time. November claims the points. Gonna be active in 15 seconds. Do you have... Oh, Hyper One engaging with the Brutal Terran. As they fight each other, November just freely taking the point. Oh my god, massive storms! Storms, they shut down the bio. The point has been claimed. Now we know that that November has 2 points so far, but the zombies, the infestors, they spawn in. November has to get the hell out of there. Does pull away. Zombies that will clean up what little tanks are left. I would say that Hyper One came out in a decent position here. Hyper One with some bio tank. This entire time, I don't think Mevin has done anything with the mutas, by the way. Like, he's just been... what's Mevin been doing? What's happening? Like, he hasn't really been droning either. Am I crazy? As mutas, oh, they cannot engage, not into this, not into the Liberators and bio. Feels Mevin, man. Meanwhile, Greener, he's floating his buildings. The production is non-existent. He's trying to rebuild. For the most part, Greener, he's out of this game. Like, there's nothing here. There's just nothing left. Who is this Protoss player? This would be Cosmic. Cosmic is maxed. So this Cosmic in my mind makes sense here, going Mass Scout, I suppose. Oh, that's Patches and Cosmic. Oh, okay. Mevin plays to the beat of his own job. Wait, does that mean November is going Mass Scout? Question mark? Alright. So this Brutal Terran is Patches, which means this Brutal Protoss is Cosmic. Which means Mass Scout has to be November, right? Okay. Jesus. As November runs into the Mass Muta. November is a troll. I mean, Greenard is dead. I mean... Ay. As November does come across Hyper One. Not bad. But that means, I guess, Cosmic has the points, not November. Okay. Ooh, as nukes are being denied, Ghost Academy is going down. Nice pickups. Hyper One somewhere out on the map. Scanning, trying to hunt down, I would imagine, November at this point. Moving in. Going for another Protoss. Jesus, there are so... What is all this? Oh my god. Ay. As for some reason, we have like 10 Ghost Academies? Mutas, they go for the dive. Mutas, they will clean up the Skytools, actually. Working together. Yeah, Mevin, alongside Patches, collapsing on the Protoss. Oh, I say that Mutas, they will focus on the carriers, just barely. Who takes the point? It's going to be close. There are drones on the point. But infestors, they spawn in, they will kill everything. Oh my god. Everything goes down. Tesagi. Oh no. Did anyone get a point? I don't think anyone gets a point, right? Was that the infested Terrans getting a point? Did that just happen? As nukes are popping up. So no one gets a point here. Again, Greenert, he's stuck trying to rebuild Ghosts here on one base, going into lockdown. Mass Scout does defend back at home. Hyper One is in shambles, doesn't really have much going on either. So currently I would say that most armies and most of this comes down to, I guess, Patches and Cosmic. So we have Cosmic here, Green Storm, and Patches does have a pretty robust army. I guess we have some mutas here for Mevin, I guess. Esther Mevin. Yo, where are we going? Where are we headed? Let's go. Take us away, baby. Take us away. The hostile player got a point. Who's the hostile player? Or again, is that like infestors? Or sorry, is that like the zombies? Do they count? Can zombies get points? It's crazy. As the scouts, they do wreak havoc here, still in Hyper One's bases. Hyper One should be going down. Likewise, Patches going for the kill here, going for Cosmic. Cosmic's main army out of position, defending against zombies. Skytoss is denied. Likewise, nukes across the map, nuking whatever he can. I mean, sure, the ghosts, they're doing something. Apparently, yes, they can get points. Yo, let's go. Zombies can get points. Yo, they're gonna win. And they could. As Patches is still wreaking havoc again, the Cosmic does not respond with his main army. I still love the use of disruption webs. It's so good. Like, it's so rarely seen in StarCraft Evolution tournaments. Like, Brutal Protoss never gets into this kind of composition in, like, SEL. Or just say in StarCraft Evolution events. It's so good. I mean, they usually die before then because of 3-rack stim, of course. Meanwhile, Patches killing all these bases. Cosmic does have 2 points. Can Cosmic claim the points? Can he win just shielding through that? Oh my god, massive storm. The storms are crazy. Oh my god. He storms everything, Pappy. It storms down the zombies, but oh, the High Templar overextends. Every High Templar goes down. A big overextension. There's 1 High Templar left. Oh, was that Mevin? I think Mevin just got a point, right? Did Mevin just claim that? Someone got a point. No Cosmic, I can say that. Hyper One is eliminated for the most part. Nice Destruction Web, nice Storm. Destruction Webs here on the tanks. 1 tank is still popping up though. Do we have more webs? There's more tanks. Oh yeah, there's too many tanks. And he kind of pushes up the ramp. Patches, he will dominate this fight. So many tanks, Pappy. And there it is. Cosmic taps out. GG. Cosmic, no base, no expansion. It was 1 Hail Mary play. Cosmic was hoping to claim that point. And again, if 1 point away from winning the entire game, from winning the match, it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it in the end. Meanwhile, it's been Greenert. He's nuking. He's still in this. Greener's still in this game. So now we're down to Patches, down to Mevin, down to November, and Greenert. And so far, Patches is looking pretty in form. Patches is the only player here with that, like, a standing army. He's the only one maxed out. And I don't really see anyone stopping Patches. Like, unfortunately, there's no splash damage, right? Like, there's no Lurker or Infestor or Ultra from the side of the Zerg player, so there's no answer to what Patches has. Likewise, there's no Storm or no splash damage from the Brutal Protoss either. Like, I don't see a world, even if all 3 players work together, even if Greenert, Mevin, and November work together, I don't think they can beat Patches. Okay, maybe if they work together with the zombies, then maybe they can beat Patches. But outside of that kind of scenario, Patches, he can just roll in. Oh, as Mevin, he gets caught from both ends. You know, November helping out Patches. Got one of the Lurkers. I mean, Lunkers, they can be a solution, an answer. Oh, speaking. Oh my god! Oh, the Smiths! No! The Lunkers! Oh my god! Okay, good starts. Speaking of splash damage, Lunkers, they trade well. November coming in from behind. Again, can November and Mevin, can they work together? Can they beat Patches? Now there's less Marines, true. Now there's less Marines. Marines, they will go down. Again, if it wasn't for the Lurkers earlier, I'm pretty sure the ByuN army would have won that. And suddenly, no shot. Yeah, suddenly, November with the mass scouts. Let's go. Takes down the entire army. Patches, he was maxed out. He was maxed. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Jesus. But he was maxed out. Can November win this game? I has to come back home though. Yeah, zombies moving in. My house is shaking from all that lightning. All the storms. Feel the thunder. as everyone is crippled at this point. At this point, we have November on one base, so November's on one expansion. Likewise, we have Mevin, who's also on a one base setup, really, like doesn't really have much saturation, has 3 lunkers and only 3 lunkers. Patches is still trying to rebuild and has a decent base count, so even though Patches did just lose his entire army, Patches is rebuilding. Patches, he has the economy, he has the base count to rebuild and to mass back up. Greenert has been crippled for the past like 10 minutes, but Greenert, he's also looking to stabilize. He has been clawing his way back into this game for the past 10 minutes. He's been stuck in the corner, but he will eventually be able to have a presence on the map. Yo, check out the ghosts. Speaking of, Greenert nuking November. Yo, 2 ghosts in a dream. I catch too much here. No detection. Going for another nuke. I guess the ghosts are locked in because of the pylons. Locks in the ghosts. Doesn't quite matter. Patches, he's already remaxed. So Patches, he's back up to 200 supply. And again, he's the only player at maxed out supply. We have November at 100 supply. We have Mevin at 86, and Greener with 80. As I said earlier, they're like, if they all work together, they can maybe bring Patches down, but teamwork is the only way. And we had some like impromptu teamwork earlier. It wasn't intentional. Patches online in 40 seconds. Patches, he can just set up and just camp the point. More nukes popping off. Gee, the energy takes so long to deplete from these ghosts. Jesus. It goes off. The ghost. We're still waiting out the cloak. Oh my god. Meanwhile, zombies, they spawn in. They get a full surround. Patches, can he hold his own here? He can. He can, and he will. Stims on in, takes down all of the zombies. He will take over the map, take over the point, and I believe this is his first point. Yeah, there we go. First point here. Only 1 point for Patches. But again, he's the only player that can really contest these points at this point, at this stage of the game. Ghosts, they finally go down. They did well for themselves. Mevin building on mass meter again. If Mevin was going like mass lunker, I think he would have a decent chance. Like, I'm not too fond of the idea of still committing to mass meter. I mean, I guess there's no Widow Mines here, right? There's limited splash damage from the Terran. There's a world where maybe this can work. As we're just turtling, we're just still turtling up. The next point is going to be in 2 minutes. Jesus, so it's still a ways away. Players just taking more bases. More nukes popping up. Oh, we have detection. 1 nuke will connect, but the observer's out. Oh, Jesus. Oh, as the nuke does graze some of the scouts. Jesus, that was a lot of damage to the scouts. Last will defend. Oh, are we locked in? As we're trying to break out. And again, can we come together as one? Can we bring Patches down? No. If he comes over the top as Patches fighting this, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it would have to be to bring down Patches. They'd have to either the players would have to work together, or the player would have to attack Patches at the same time as zombies, right? Like at the same time as the neutral creeps. In saying that, Greenert, I mean, he's building up. You know, he's got some Goliaths going on. Like Greener, he's actually accumulating a decent force. It's getting there. 30 seconds. Ah, no contention. There's no contest here. Here come the zombies. 13 seconds away. The army does force his way forward. Yeah, he sims in, takes out all the zombies. 3 more seconds, does get here in time. That's going to be the second point in the row here for Patches. And Patches, he needs 1 more point to win this. And we need, like, Mevin to come online. Like, Mevin has just been doing nothing the entire game. I don't think Mevin has attacked at all this game. He's just been just playing base builder, essentially. God damn it. It's AFK. He's getting some food. It's like, Papi, we need your help. Get out there. Get out there. Aye, aye, aye. Hey, man, I'm watching Netflix. Oh, okay, fair enough. It's like, mate, Andor Season 2 just dropped. What do you mean? Ah. Okay, okay. That's the method. You know, mass turrets being thrown down. Mass turret, CC. Should be for, not quite a planetary, but at least just a setup. Patches mass scanning. He does see what Mevin is working with. And is no one going to try to contest the center? I mean, if we don't, that's going to be game. Scans does see, I mean, Patches sees everyone. He sees Mass Scout, he sees Mass Goliath, he sees Mass Muta. And we do come online here in another 2 minutes. Yo, are we going to push out? Is someone going to stop Patches? Is anyone going to try? Greener, come on, man. What are you, what are you doing? We have Mass Goliath. Does Greener know? Oh, let's go. Okay, he's moving out. Okay, this is it. It's his time. Greener, he's back. He was the first player to almost die. But he's back in this. Greener is pushing. He has 1 minute to get to the center. Likewise, let's go. November also looking to move out with Mass Dragoon Reaver. I'm just worried that these move outs are too late. Like, they have 1 minute to get to the center. If they don't get there, that's over. They have to work through all the ninja creep, all the zombies. Oh, speaking of, nice irradiate here on the medics. Goliath, can they break through this? Oh, it's a little bit brutal. Half the Goliaths are not attacking. And in the end, Patches, it looks like, oh, with the irradiates though. More radiates coming in. Patches, he will win the fight. 30 seconds. Scouts that come out of left field, they take down the tanks. Yeah, Greener deals with the Bio Army. November deals with the tanks, and November, he does sneak in. Takes over the point. Patches. Oh god, the zombies! Oh no, the zombies! November gets surrounded. And zombies, they will clean up the Dragoons. Oh no. 5 seconds. 5. Oh, the mutas! Mevin out of the left field. Takes over the middle. Ah. The zombies claim the points. Yeah, mutas not in time. The zombies. They win. Will the zombies win? No shot. Also, by the way, these mutas, they could have killed these tanks. He could have kept going. Like, Mevin, we need to be opportunistic. You could have kept going. You could have gone for the tanks. You could have gone for Patches. Esther, he was like, nope. I'm good. I'm just chill and make more mutas. God damn it, Mevin. You could be him. He could be him, but that's a lot of how many mutas is this? 64. 64 mutas. He could also be taking these bases. Like Hyper 1's bases are still quite. There's still a lot of resources here. Like Mevin could be expanding. Speaking of, Patches going toe to toe with Greenert, forcing his way up these ramps. Greenert out of position. Greenert has a massive amount of Goliaths, but nowhere it needs to be. Patches moving in. Patches pushing forward, going for Greenert. Likewise, Greener, he doesn't care. Yeah, he's just going to give up on these bases. He's pushing right down mid. Minute 30 here before the point becomes active. Again, Infested Terrans, they are 1 game away, sorry, 1 point away from winning. Can they win it? The Infested Terrans. They're in this. Oh. November running into Mevin. Has to respect the mutas. Pushing forward. Breaks through the Bio Army. Goliath, they stutter step in. The masked Goliath, Papi, let's go. Trying to break through the siege lines though. Not quite able to. Still 50 seconds away. Greener taps out. Wait, what? Wait, what? We were fighting. What just happened? He just, all his units just, did someone just like pull the plug on his PC? We were in the middle of a fight. What? Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Yo, Greener, he had places to be. He was, oh my god. The rage quit. He pulled the plug. He's out of here. November moving in. It does move in. Reaver shots going off on the Infested Terran. The zombies, they shut down the Protoss. Mutas, they come in. He goes for the dive. Mevin, can he get it? Can he claim the point? 3, 2, 1, drones. He gets on the point. Oh my god. Mevin does it. Mevin, he claims the point. Get out of here. Let's go. 2 out of 3. Yo, Mevin. With the sneakers, with the sleeper snipe, can he do it? Can he win? Ooh, Patches, his eyes are on Mevin now. Uh-oh. I mean, again, I'm still shocked that Greener just tapped out of the game. Like he was. The One Maker's idea to allow the zombies to win is truly a genius design. The amount of thought that probably went into that decision is admirable. Yeah. Hey. Can you imagine just how many FFA games were played on these maps? And the zombies, they never had a chance to win. Right? They were oh Jesus Christ. As the Bio Army does stim and does win. I say that, are there enough mutas? 64 mutas. Nah, they melt. 64 mutas, they do go down. Marines, they overwhelm, and Mevin, he is out of this. He did a great job here at getting 2 points, but the last mass muta was not it. He had no sustain, and Patches, he will eliminate Mevin, and now we're down to 2 players. Oh, sorry, we're down to 3. True. The Infested Terran, the zombies. They can still win this. They're catching out the tanks. Tanks are going down. Building up storms. November at least. Building up more storms. Yo, we got some Dark Archons as well. We can Maelstrom the non-existent mutas. I mean, we can Maelstrom the Bio Army as well, to be fair. Is it Maelstrom or Maelstorm? I think it's Maelstorm, right? Regardless. Building up. So I'm massing. Patch is getting in position. 40 seconds away. All right, comes down to our top 2. So November has 2 points. Patch is at 2 points, and the zombies also have 2 points. Everyone's got 2 points. This is it. This is when the drones, like, drone drill past, and the drones somehow take the point. But this is it. It'll end here. It'll end here. Everyone's on 2. Mevin's on 2. November's on 2. Patch is on 2. Zombies on 2. We just force some friendly fire. Charge us diving in. Archons, they lead the charge. No Maelstrom yet. There we go. Does catch some of the Bio. 8 seconds away. The storms. Oh my god, the storms, they do connect. November has control of the center. Job Lords coming in. There's nothing in the Job Lords. Wait, 1? So I thought, sorry, my apologies. I thought November had 2. Never mind. It was Cosmic that had 2. Sorry. I confused Cosmic for November earlier. So Cosmic had 2 points earlier. November claims the first point. My bad. Nah, okay, we're gonna be for a while. We're gonna We're gonna be here for a while. Ay, ay, ay. I confused Cosmic for November. Now, again, Mevin, with these drones and with these drop lords, he can snipe a win. He can snipe a win with this. It's possible. Mevin, if he times it correctly with the next point, if he unloads in time, and it happens to be the last person on the point, like these drones, they can win it. He's making more drones, by the way. He knows. He knows the plan. He knows the strat. Okay, it's just getting in position. He's getting ready for the dive. Yeah, there. Yeah, he's loading in. Yeah, let's go. Otherwise, he could just, like, take a base, you know? He can just drop on over and take some of these bases and get some economy going, but, you know, it's fine. Mevin, you do you. Zombies, they run into the tank fire. Is there zombie? I don't know. Oh, wasting scarab shots. Alright, 1 minute. 1 minute away. Once again, Patch is setting up with all the turrets. Now, there is going to be a wave of zombies just before the point goes live. So ideally, November wants to line up this push with those zombies. Zombies will force some friendly fire out of the tanks. And then it comes down to the storms. It comes down to the maelstroms. It comes down to the reaver shots. Like, there's a lot of potential here with this army, with all the spells. But you do want to line it up. As we're setting up a wall of turrets. Scan reveals the army. At the same time, do not forget, let's go, the Doom Drop. The Dropper Lords, let's go. That's a lot of drones, that's a lot of boys. Don't forget about Mevin. Oh, let's go, he's going in. He's sending it back, he's sending it. Here we go, here comes the spawn, here come the zombies. Zombies spawn in, now is the time. Now is the time. Pushing on forward. Tank's gonna be going down, 10 seconds, 10 seconds away. Where are the storms? Oh, the SimCity here is brutal. 7, 5, the storms, they pop up. Can he get us up on the point? Can he get in there? Up, the zealots, they do. November claims the point. Where were the boys, by the way? Yo, what's happening with the drones? Okay. Yeah, look, he has to get his timing down. So November does claim the points. Mevin did miss his timing with the drop lords, but next time, he'll be there. And now finally, everyone is on 2. November's on 2, Patch is on 2, Mevin's on 2. Yo, the MVP dropper lords. Let's go. Also, again, Mevin could have totally expanded and just got another base. Now it's finally expanding. November's maxed. November's maxed out. I wouldn't be opposed to November even setting up maybe some cannons. It's hard to say. Like, it's difficult to really maintain outposts on a map like this because of all the zombies. Oh, speaking of, November in the center with 1 Dark Templar in the void. Oh, god damn it. Oh, the Infested Terrans are detectors. Ah, there you go. Yeah, detectors. That's a lot of zombies. Zombies, they spawn in. Defending against the initial wave. Oh, the hatchery just went down to the... the hatchery just went down to the zombies. True. Is taking bottom left. Yeah, he can't defend against the zombies. Aye. Mevin, hang in there. Taking bottom left. I don't know if the zombies would traverse this far all the way to bottom left. That I'm not so sure about. If they don't, then Mevin can't get the space up and running. Fun fact, I just realized these 3 tanks were protecting Mevin's bases from the zombies the entire time. Yo, Patch is helping Mevin out. 30 seconds? Alright, come on. We gotta lock in. We gotta lock in, Mevin. Get it together. We got the Dropper Lords. 20 seconds. He's going for it. Let's go. He's going for it. 20 seconds. 15. 13. 12. Storms on the infestors. On the zombies, I should say. Patch is moving in. Show us the storms. Yeah, storms on the ByuN. Here come the Dropper Lords. No! GG. The Dropper Lords. Not in time. No, they were a couple of seconds too late, and November will take the win. November will be the Beast of the Hill champion on this crazy map. GG. Let's go. GG. November will take the win. Congratulations. Shout out to Patches. Patches did have a lot of potential here. Was, again, for a time, was the only player maxed out for so much of that game. But we did see, again, some of these players kind of, in a way, work together, sometimes intentionally, sometimes not, contesting against Patches. Patches had a really good showing, of course, almost claiming the win towards the end. Unfortunately, wasn't quite set up on the point, unlike previously. Mevin, the underdog. Almost, Pappy, almost. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations here. To November, and a shout out to all the other competitors as well, as it looks like we have one final replay redeemed. Okay. I see you. Shout out to Walk in the chat. Did just redeem a replay. Uh-oh. I don't know what I'm about to step into. I'm a little bit concerned. A little bit, Pappy, a little bit. But you go, shout out to Hyper1 for of course providing that replay. What is the SE Evo Zombie game? So this is an FFA. It is a free-for-all Beast of the Hill format. You can play it with StarCraft Evolution or with regular SE2. It is available for both. Both are available. But regardless, GG well played. As November does claim it, and now we are getting ready for our final viewer replay cast. Up next, a ZVT between Churls and Walk on King's Cove. Oh boy, this ZVT on King's Cove. This could be a long one. I'm a little bit concerned what I'm stepping into. No, this. Oh, my apologies. Hold on. Have to adjust my UI. One moment. My UI is set to the FFA. There we go. Hyper what? Yeah. Hey, he provides a lot of fun matches, a lot of fun game modes. I appreciate it. But here we go. This morning in the bottom right-hand corner of King's Cove, we do have the red Zerg player. The red Zerg, it is Churls. Oh, hold on. Let me set up my... There we go. And in the top left-hand corner, we have the viewer in the chat, the Australian Terran. It is Walk. Here we go. Ooh, and again, King's Cove is a little bit more of a rarity nowadays. King's Cove is a map that has been removed from most tournament map pools. It is a very old map from back in 2018. It does have some distinct features. The biggest one, of course, is how defensive you can be. It's a very large map. Long rush distance by ground. Defensive play is favored on this map, as we have a very narrow ramp coming into the natural. Likewise, a ramp coming into the third, and there's no way to try to harass or punish movement between the natural and the third base because of this cliff face. So very often we do see a very secure 3-base play on this map. The 4th base is usually where a lot of engagements do occur. The 4th base is more out in the open, more exposed, so we often do see a lot of 3-base play here into a 4-base aggression, trying to deny the 4th base. If the 4th base does get up and running, then typically we end up in the late game. Typically we end up in a longer late game with a 5th, 6th, 7th base, max out armies, split map scenarios. That's where that kind of play can come to fruition. Can permeate. But we'll see. We'll see. Again, never casted one of Wok's games. I don't know if he's one to be aggressive, to be assertive, to play into mech, to play into bio, to go for 2-1-1s, 3CC 2-1-1s. We'll see how Wok will approach this. Likewise, unfamiliar with his opponent as well. So far, standard openers. Standard openers, Hatch Gas Pool out of Charles. Likewise, Rax Expand out of Wok. So standard openers so far, no proxy, no cheese, nothing crazy, nothing wild. Overlords are kept in position for the most part. And everyone is playing standard. Is playing standard. Likewise, Wok, he will threaten the mineral line. Shouldn't get anything here, but one link already going down, so a nice pick off here with the Reaper. Gets one, gets two, Trolls does overextend. Oh, and we are rushing into roaches. Okay, so we are staying in gas. We're staying in gas. We are skipping link speed and going for a roach rush. On top of that, no third base. Now, the pressure is on Wok to scout this, to confirm the lack of expansion. Lack of third base will be a tell, and this will trigger Wok to go into the main. That should be the first sign of something odd going on, as there is no expansion.
Finish that add-on. Nice.
For now, just regenerating HP. And again, there is incentive here to now go for a scout. Behind this, Wok going for a third CC before starport, so economic build here by Wok, most likely going into, I would assume, Cloak Banshee play. We'll keep an eye on him. Reaper's full HP, and the Reaper needs to go in. We need a scout, we need to figure out what's going on, whether it's checking the saturation at the natural base or confirming the tech in the main. This could be 2-base Lair into 2-base Muta, this could be a Link Queen Nidus all in, could be Roaches, could be anything, and the Reaper does go for the dive. At this point, sacrificing the Reaper is worth it. There we go, does scout the Roach War and does confirm the Roaches. So Wok knows. Wok is aware. Oh, he's going for the ground defense. You can probably get away with this on this map. The rush distance by ground is very long. It is not uncommon for players to just go for a high ground bunker, just lift the CC, defend the main base, and then break out anyway. So we're going to be committing here into 2 bunkers. 2 bunkers on the way. And thankfully for Wok, this is not an all-in. It's not an all-in. Trolls is droning. Trolls, he's droning, he's taking expansion. This is an aggressive build, that is true, but he's not committing, which means Wok, he can get away with this defense. So he should be able to hold on. He should be fine. If this was an all-in, I'd be more concerned for Wok. Alright, just going off. One roach already goes down. Nice pick off. Nice pick off initially. Roaches, they pick off a couple of Marines. They can pick off the Widow Mines as well. Oh, he wants the mines. Oh, gets one. Takes that. Oh, there's nothing here. Wait, what? There's nothing to load up into the bunkers. Mines are going off, forcing some friendly fire. SCV's getting very low. And this is getting more damage than it really should have. Again, the bunker was exposed or was left open. Roaches, they do dip in towards the main. As we mentioned, typically more sturdy defenses on the high ground at the ramp. And these roaches, they get more damage than they should have. They get a lot of damage. They deny mining. They pick off the army. They pick off some tech labs as well, some add-ons. Banshee will clean this up. But remember, another mouse! Oh my god. Doesn't pull away in time. Mule goes down. SCV's going to be going down as well. This is insane. Yeah, again, this should not have happened. Ay. Getting up to how many? Getting up to 7 SCVs. 7 SCV kills, 4 Widow Mines, 2 add-ons. And with that, I would say this is a successful attack here from Charles. Again, by no means should that much damage have been dealt. From here, droning up, saturating, taking gases, getting into 1-1, going back into Link Bane actually. Link speed on the way and +1 melee. Now, this is a little bit risky. Charles, typically when you open up Roach like this, you would go into a faster layer, into Roach speed, to make use of your tech and make use of your army. Going like this, staying on Hatch tech and taking into Link speed is dangerous, just because Charles is vulnerable to an earlier move out and an earlier push. But there we go, layer is now on the way, and we'll see if he does invest into Roach speed and into Roach support. We'll keep an eye on our players. Meanwhile, from here, both players are just calming down, settling in, focusing on saturation, building up SCVs. We have our 1-1 upgrades on the way. Okay, building up his upgrades. Settling down. The Banshees are out, and they do not have Cloak, so we have Cloakless Banshees, but they should be active nonetheless. Oh, and they can deny the fourth. The fourth base can be denied. Nice pickup here on the Tumors. He gets one, he gets two. Walk, he does go for the Queens. Not bad. He gets one. Again, no transfuse. The Banshees are getting low, though. Ice Control pulls away in time. Takes down one Queen, going for the other. Oh, the Banshee's still very low, though. He wants it. Oh, doesn't get it, though. Barely not. And these are nice pickups, getting two Queens and some Tumors, but Walkie doesn't check for the expansion, and he could have forced a cancel here, but the base is going to get up. At this point, the Banshees are low enough where the Queens can hold their own. And we do have Roach production underway, but still no Roach speed. Still no Roach speed here. Going into the Infestation Pit. Okay, interesting. Now, in my mind, this will make sense to go into Safety Infestors for fungal growths because there's no Banelings, so some kind of splash damage. But again, Roach speed was delayed. That is a big concern here. Banshees a pull away, and the fourth base does get up and running. So Trolls, he gets away with the fourth. Joining on up. Behind this, we do have Biotank on the way from Wuk. Building up his Biotank. Now moving out with drop play. This is going to be hitting with 1-1. He can threaten the expansion. How many roaches are there? 16. Ooh, plenty of roaches. Not quite in position. But at least Wuk can deny creep. Goes to the scan. Takes down both active Tumors. Takes down 3 active Tumors even. Very nice scan. Shuts down the Lings. Pulls away. Behind this, Overseer Scout does confirm the setup. As we have our 5-rack setup here, getting up to 8. Really fast 8-rack setup here. I'm not too fond of 8-racksing on King's Cove, assuming that this is going to be a 3-base all-in. We'll keep an eye on Wuk to see if he takes his gases. If he takes his gases, he can take up and head towards a longer game state. But the map is going to be working against you if you're going to be 8-racksing. Behind this, Troll's droning up somewhat, and he is going straight into the Hive. We do have these Safety Infestors, that makes sense. But we'll see what the Hive is going to be spent on. Now, I'm not too fond of the army composition here of Trolls. He does have Roach, Ling, Infestor. No Banelings. Like, opening up Roach and going into Ling Bane is pretty standard. Without Ling Bane, talking about the 8-racks that's upon us here, this can hit quite hard. Like, without any consistent splash damage here, I mean, sure, the Infestors and Fungals, they have their place in this game, but without Banelings, it's going to be a tough hold. A very tough hold. And here we go. Walkie does move out. No Bailey Nest. No Bailey Nest. No Ravagers either. Churls, he also doesn't scout the third. He does not confirm the all-in that's coming his way. And here we go. 3-base all-in, 4 Walk. No gases, no factory, no add-ons on the racks. It's just 8 racks here. He's just sending it. And Churls is taking it to Ultras. Oof. Ultras without Banelings. And this move out should just end the game. At least, oh, nice Fungal. Oh my god, the Fungals though. Fungals do connect, but there's no follow-up. Yeah, there's no follow-up. He just tanks the Fungals to the face, takes down the Roaches anyway. It shows that Fungals are a good supportive tool, but what were they supporting? There wasn't anything to support. Again, no Ling Bane, only a handful of Roaches. Well, he just takes all the Fungals to the face. He's like Clem with Storm. Yeah. He likes the Fungal pipe. He likes it. Fungal me, papi. And from here, you can just keep pushing. You just keep pushing forward. A couple of Ravagers will help. The Infestors are out of energy. There's no more Fungals. And, well, he should just break. He should just break through this. As Roaches are falling one after the other. Again, Trolls, he was just too greedy. He was just far too greedy, taking and rushing into Hive Tech and Ultras without any Baneling support. He had a decent economy, but did not have the army. And he didn't scout either, right? To be fair, on top of that, if he had scouted, maybe he would have made the decision to set up more defensively back at home and build up his army. But there was no scouting. And with that, the third base has been broken. Breaks the third, pushing towards the fourth. There are 5 Ultras on the way, and the Ultras, they could try to hold on to the natural at least, but the fourth base should fall. As Lings are trickling in, production is being camped. Ultra pops out. Oh, the move command! Caught on the Marauders. And we're just dragging the tanks here into the tanks. GG gets called. The Ultras, they get dragged in, and Wokey will take the game and take down Churls. GG. GG. GG, well played. Again, nicely done here. I would say that the early game Roach defense was very shaky, and the Roaches got more damage than they definitely should have. But the Zerg player was quite greedy. Taking into Hive and taking into Ultras is fine when we're getting into a longer game. A lot of the onus comes down to Trolls not scouting. He did not scout the third base. He did not see the lack of gases. He did not see the extra Raxes. He did not see the all-in that was coming. So what happened? He was caught with his pants down, papi. The pants were down. He was exposed. He was vulnerable. And Wok just sent it across the map. GG. GG, well played. Very well done there to Wok. Congratulations. Shout out to Wok, papi. Shout out to Wok. Do appreciate the game. But with that we're wrapping up. With that, we're going to be wrapping up here for the morning. Again, we just wrapped up with the StarCraft Evolution King of the Hill, and also with some cheeky viewer replays as well, with some FFAs, with some 1v1s. Do appreciate it. Do appreciate it. Hope you all enjoyed yourselves. Hope you all had a great time. With that, we are going to be wrapping up here for the morning broadcast. Later on this evening, we do not have another broadcast, actually, as we switch our scenes over and catch up on the bracket, or catch up on our schedule, I should say. We do have Friday evening off. Now, technically, this would be the time for me to stream, to ladder, but I think I might slow down on that. Technically, I could ladder right now, or I could even ladder in a couple of hours, but I've not had breakfast. It's 2 p.m. I've not had any food, so it would be nice to get some food, to get some rest. I also do have to catch up on editing VODs and scheduling VODs, so now would be the time to focus on some work. But my stream should be live later on in the evening. Should be live with some either ladder or some Final Fantasy. Definitely going to be streaming at least Final Fantasy this evening. So it'll be live on my personal channel, but yeah, we've been laddering StarCraft to 10 days in a row at this point after each stream, and I think now's a good time for some rest on that. Some rest. Let's go. Got some work to do. I know, casting crazy. I know, half a day off. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But with that, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Do appreciate it. Again, we're going to be live tomorrow with the Fire Grow Cup playoffs. That's going to be in less than 24 hours. Otherwise, who is live at the moment? Who is live? Who can we raid? I see Reaper's online. I see Krista's online. Who else? Not many others that I'm familiar with. Yo, Password is online. Let's go. Practice X. I haven't raided Practice X in a while. We'll find someone to raid. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. We do appreciate it, and we'll see you guys next time. We'll see you guys next time for some more StarCraft. We'll see you guys tomorrow, or again, I should be live later on tonight with either some StarCraft ladder or at least some Final Fantasy, or even both. For now, though, I'm gonna get a rest. I'm gonna take a rest. I'm gonna go get some food and calm down. Calm down. But yeah, with that, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Until then, ciao. Bye. Oh, right, of course, if you want to support us, you can do so via Patreon. ! Patreon in the chat. You'll get a link to our Patreon page. Our Patreon does fund our tournaments on a regular basis, our weeklies and monthlies, so do check us out there. Otherwise, watch us on YouTube. We are live on YouTube. We also have VODs on a daily basis over on YouTube, so all the VODs are there. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, hasta luego. Ciao. Bye. Ciao. Hasta luego. See you next time.